Ladies and gentlemen, good night, good morning, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are. Let me welcome you to this another episode of the Sardi Crest Show. And without any doubt, people, tonight's show will be another epic, another one that I'm sure many of you are waiting on. And not just that, we just want to say big up to all our first time viewers, including our guests who you will meet in short order. But of course, as you know, we have our panelists here with us. We have Mr. Lee, the Garvey Master Alliance star boy. Big up yourself, Mr. Lee is muted. Seems like he's somewhere else. And of course, the ever early Tom Stranger is here with us as well. Later on, of course, we're joined by others. But for now, we are the one who start. Gentlemen, how are you feeling? What's going on? Are you ready?
Good night to the viewers and all the panelists and Mr. Ricketts himself.
All right. So right now,
Yeah, man. Night, everyone.
I don't know,
Coach
Mr.
Ricketts, Sade,
Hola.
Tom
Hola,
Stranger.
Mr.
Big up on yourself.
All right. So we'll wait until Mr. Ricketts come back and with his video. But for now, football has been um, a whole lot. So he's like, this is the one that we'll have to use. Mr. Ricketts, you have to system up, but nevertheless, we will manage that. Help me to welcome our special guest tonight, Mr. or should I say, Coach Kemar Ricketts. People, the coach of the Munro College. Many of you would have known this coach or heard of this coach from somewhere else. But I want to say to you tonight, this is the first of many, I believe, where Mr. Ricketts will be live talking to us about his journey and, of course, his future. He's no longer with his former school. And as customary, we'll ask Mr. Ricketts to do his own little introduction. We don't want to leave out anything, because this man, look at what he's wearing, a FIFA jacket. Kemar, welcome to the Saudi Crest Show.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for
Listen,
having
man,
me.
I tell you, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. And what make it so great, the Saudi Crest Show is the first live show and also out there that will bring to the fans what's happening with Kemar Ricketts. The latest, of course, we understand what's happening. But guess what? For now, people, let's just ask Mr. Ricketts, just to, in short, to introduce himself. Tell us a little about himself, his background, and, we'll take it from there. The floor is all yours, Sir Ricketts.
Good night, everybody, again. My name is Kemar Ricketts. I'm the former head coach of BB Cook High School, also former head coach of Treasure League FC to the semi-final in 2022. I'm also former head coach of Downs United, right? I am from Junction, a very humble person.
What an introduction shot. What an introduction shot, people. I tell you. Anyway, Kemar, I'm going to take you through some preliminary questions, yes? And of course, I want to say to you, it's been a pleasure to have you here. To be honest with you, Kemar, I was very happy when you accepted on short notice this interview. And by so doing, it's really a pleasure. And to my surprise, all our panelists, and I'm sure those on YouTube land, wherever they are, will be very happy to hear from you. Kemar, I saw you on YouTube. Um, what did I say? I don't want to say a podcast, but an interview. And I can tell you from that interview, you would have received many, many love from our Jamaican faithful or football fans in Jamaica, the way you presented yourself and so on. But how long have you been at BB Coke? And what's the success you actually gain at BB Coke?
All right, so I started my coaching career at BB Cook, right? Started in 2006. So that's what 17 years. But it was 8 as assistant coach and 9 as head coach. Right? So I took over the helm of BB Cook in 2015. And previous to that, I became the head coach at Downs as a youngster before BB Cook. Right? As you know, back in the days, BB Cook wasn't that one of those football schools that you mentioned when you think about the customer.
Mhm.
And starting out here, I wanted to change that. When I finally got the chance as a head coach in 2016, I think that's when the change came because some of the things I would have implemented would have been fruit as you saw. So 2015 was a busy season. We missed our qualification by 1 point. We were in the Manchester zone at that time. In 2016, another 1 point again, which behind Manchester and Manchester. In 2016, I went overseas. In 2017, I went overseas. So I wasn't around for 2017. Right?
Okay.
I returned in 2018. But while I was overseas, the 2017 season was a disaster in terms of what happened when I was away. The school came last in the group. They came back to the States group, right?
Mhm.
They conceded 39 goals in 10 games,
My God, no defense.
no defense. But when I came back to change that. I came back in 2018 and we went to the second round, which was the second time in the school's history, right?
Mhm.
That's where we lost on goal difference to Petersfield.
Okay.
In 2019 was the history year. I won the Super League with Downs United after losing 3 major league straight. We won the Super League, and the same year lost the under 17 final with Downs United and won the Ben Francis with BB Pro. 2020 was a blank year. No football played. 2021 we were switched to the sixth zone and we lost qualification by 1 point again behind Munro and States.
No man, something wrong with you with this
2022,
1 point business.
2022, we went to the second round again and we got knocked out by a very good Manchester High School team. Cannot take anything from that team. And 2023, quarterfinal with BB Pro.
Okay. Sir, I don't know, but as a young man myself, when I started to coach, who was your mentor? I mean, who did you look at and say, you know what, I want to be like that coach?
All right, so Mr. Finlay is my mentor. You would have known the former technical director of Jamaica Football Federation,
Yes.
right? So he's one of the person that have always motivated me and inspired me to not only pay attention to developing players, but developing myself as a coach, right? So all of my coaching journey has been a part of. So not only him, I'm inspired by Jackie Walters, and I told him that I'm inspired by Never Bell. I'm inspired by Dr. Dean Weatherly. I'm also inspired by Lenny Hyde.
Wonderful. So I suspect that your coaching styles and pattern would have had a touch of all these esteemed gentlemen who have been coaching at the highest level.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And in an international speaking, I'm a big fan of Klopp. I'm a big fan of Pep Guardiola. I'm a big fan of Cry.
Wow. But you're gone deep, man. No, as I said, just going through your early school years. Which school did you attend?
Central the technical state.
You're a statesman.
Yeah, man, I'm a state man.
Did you
A
play
state.
football for states?
I played under 16. You
So
don't play Lancaster Cup.
you're never good to play the Costa Cup.
I was, but there was other priorities in that moment, so I didn't get the chance.
No, you're going to tell us the truth on this show tonight. You know.
Well, I guess the coaches could speak, or some of my former teammates.
Who was the coach at that time?
Can I senior?
You real?
Yeah, man. Pasha.
I got to talk to Kasha, man.
Yes,
Kasha,
man.
remember? Me have to find out about Kasha. Because you know why you come tell me about other things where you know so you couldn't make it side.
Well,
All right, my boss. That's just it. So, yes, you have the history of football. Then you played, and you continue to work. All your coaching work so far and jobs have been in the parish to which you reside.
yes.
Okay, so you're part of the development of St. Elizabeth football.
I would say more of Manchester um, development because most of what I've accomplished would have accomplished through Downs United playing in the Manchester FA, the under 15, the youth competitions that they have. So it's mostly through the Manchester FA.
Okay. Oh, forget that BB Coke was playing also in the Manchester zone as well.
Yes.
All right. Well, sir, as I said, we have some panelists, and I'm sure there are some persons in the chat. Well, Errol join us, and big up yourself, Dallas Harris from the chat. Blessings are the panel and the coach, and Dallas Harris is the chairman of PIBA. Every time I talk about PIBA, I have to at least use one word, gentlemen. We have to big up um, PIBA in so many ways. And also, we want to continue to pour our prayers and blessings on the family of the late Howard Trout, aka Howilax, former baller number 10 of Edwin Allen. All right, so bear with me, but we can't help it but say that. You understand? So, Mr. Lee, gonna afford you, sir, the time with a little time with Kemar. This man have a lot to talk about, so we not take up all the time. Sir Lee.
Yeah, man, say, can I get distracted a little bit, Kemar? Sorry about that. But say, more have to congratulate you and the other person. There was two persons that got introduced for the team. It was you and another person. Who was the other person?
Marlon Hilton.
Marlon.
Marlon Bama Hilton, former head coach of Port Antonio.
Right. So both of you guys was get hired. So what role each are you gonna play? Who is the head coach and who is gonna who is what?
I am the present head coach for the Nakasaka team, and he's the head of youth development.
Okay. So you guys supposed to be working together.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah, man. Congrats, man, on a new position. And yeah, last time Munro won the Decasa Cup was 1964. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
60 years
So
ago.
how many years?
60.
Oh, so you have a pencil out already. So you're up to a huge challenge for you. And now, what make you think you can get this job done? Munro haven't been to no final since 60 years. So what make you think you and the other person can get this job done now? You tell me what you're up against.
I mean, it's just to stay true to what brought us here in the first movement, development of players and taking different approaches. I think it's a unique job, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
But once we remain disciplined and instill that in the boys, then it'll be good.
Right. So you're up to the challenge.
Definitely.
All right, so I'm gonna make you go. I'll send it to the other person for now. Me have a lot more for ask, man. I'm curious.
All right, Tom. Thank you, Mr. Lee.
The first question, Mr. Ricketts, what level coaching license do you have?
I presently have an advanced level 2, which is the highest, but was the highest in Jamaica at the time. I started my C license on February 3. I also have a bunch of others, but that's the most I know.
And I want to congratulate you and also on the good work that you have done at BB Coke, and putting them in the ranks of good playing football school. And when teams going up against them, they got to prepare to play a good game, So kudos for you and what you did at BB Coke, And hope you could bring the same thing over to Munro, the same energy that you had at BB Coke and at the Munro. And is it a development program you guys gonna have at Munro to take it from the youth 14, youth 16, putting up going up to the U19, and so are you guys looking to just go and win Dakar Stock Up, or y'all guys is doing a developing process?
I won't speak much about what we exactly be doing, but if you're building a house, you must start from the foundation, right? So it's definitely a development plan. Has to be a development.
That's thank you. That's it for now.
All right. Sir Era, Sir Stewart. All right. Until Mr. Stewart is ready for us. Those questions, I must say, hold on. Where is this? Traffic link for Kemar. Come on, let me not send you the link, Mr. Oh boy. All right. 1 second. Ranking is Mr. Lee. Ranking is asking which of the link. All right.
Oh,
I send it back to you in a little while.
yeah, send it back to him now. Cause remember, you create that link for tomorrow morning. Maybe I cause
No
some
man,
confusion.
listen. The link that I sent for tomorrow was YouTube link, not the
Okay.
streaming. All right, but I'll get it to you, sir. Right, in a little while. No, Kemar, Munro. I'm not gonna look into too far, but there are things, for example, BB Coke. What sort of system did you have at BB Coke? What was it a really supportive system? Did you have to work overtime? How supportive the school and the community, were in helping you to what would I say now, relive or get your dreams to see your dreams come true? What was the
Um,
support?
the support was really from the school and the then principal, Miss Ivan Leicester. She was the one who really installed me as the head coach because she saw something in me, right? So she supported the program well. As for the community, I still think they can do more to help the program there, right? It's more on the school than anything else. In terms of support from the school body, yeah, man, we get that.
Okay. So am I to believe, sir, that your involvement now, you going to Monroe, I am almost sure, maybe I can guess to say that you'll have a bigger and better support system. And it's early days, but it should be some level of pressure, more of a demanding of certain type of football or maybe victories, silverwares. I know the Manor boys will be they will be licking their fingers right now, getting a very energetic and young coach. What is it
All right.
like?
So you have to look at it from a different angle. I'm coming from a school that did not have a history in football. So I mean that I had to apply myself a certain way to really get, I would say, success out of it, right?
Mhm.
All that ball playing that you would see, it didn't just happen overnight, because it's sometimes it's difficult to really teach it. Not a lot of teams can do that. Heading to Monroe, I don't think it would be any different because me coming from a smaller football school has taught me a lot of things that I want to apply there. So it's all about self application, how I apply myself, and how fast we hit the ground running.
So moving from a smaller school to a bigger school, they said that there'll be no pressure, no transfer of pressure, so to speak.
I mean, people will always try to put it that way, but for me, it's no pressure. It's a seamless move for me. I'm doing something that I love, so I don't think I can get pressure from that. What I need to do is just focus on the job at hand, and I'll be okay.
No, okay, very good, very good. Sir,
Well,
I recognize that one of your mentor, one of your, what would I say, persons who inspired you as a coach, Jackie Walters, one of our most decorated high school and youth coach in Jamaica. Is he still at Monroe, or does he have any part to play, or will be playing in the program?
As it relates to football, I would say no, but he's still around. one of the first thing I did was I went to see him, to have a conversation with him. He has been a role model of mine from I was in high school. So, we went to have a talk with him. So, you must get that blessing from someone like
Yes.
him so you can go forward. So he's in good spirits.
Okay, so I suspect that you will breathe off, whatever program, whatever system he has in place, because I know he's also a development coach, and I suspect that you would have to, follow suit until you are able to implement your own.
Well, definitely. The kind of success he has had is great. It cannot be downplayed. He's really an icon out there in the coaching world, and it's something that I aspire to do. So why not take the blessing from him?
All right, final one before I let in Mr. Lee. What really lure you to Munro?
As I said, I spent 17 years at Mexico. I thought I need another challenge, a unique challenge. I looked at, I would have gotten other offers as well. But when I looked around, I looked at, the fact that on the football scene, they haven't been there in this new football times. I said to myself, if I can implement some of my strategies at BB4, I can transfer them to Monroe, and what a beautiful thing we can build. I think it fall in line with my aspiration and my ambition. The school is built on academics and not only sports. Because remember, these boys are students first, right? So what we're trying to do is find that fusion between academically inclined boys and then sports oriented.
So you're trying to say to me that based on the values of Monroe, it was an easy acceptance, or is it Monroe was the only school to reach out to you?
No money was based on the values of Monroe and where they wanted to carry the whole project to. It was aligned with where I wanted to go. So it was
And
a great unit.
so the other approaches never have that.
I wouldn't say they didn't have it. It's all about the timing. I was looking for a January move because the cost of it in September, wherever you're going, you must go in early and then implement some things, start your development plan so you can get a level of success.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Mr. Lee?
Yes, man. So, Kemar, you know, when I heard it, I mean, from when you guys beat us in 2019 in the Ben Francis final, I've been watching you since as a coach, as a young coach, kind of keep my eye on you and kind of admire the good work you've been doing at BB Coke, with the development of the football. You do things the right way. You build it from the under 14, under 16, coming up to the D Cup. I like that about. But when I heard the jump ship to Munro, it kind of surprised me. I don't kind of surprise me because the first thing coming to my mouth is like, yeah, man, money. It have to be the big money because you have to get a big offer. That's the only way I couldn't see if I'm in your position. It have to be a big, fat, juicy offer for me or jump ship from BB Kofi Munro. You think that's the case? Give me the big smile. The case, don't.
That that's not the case. I would have
That's not.
gotten a bigger offer than whatever we agreed on. It was more of a project though.
The
It was
project.
more of the program. It's 1,200 boys versus maybe 600 boys at BBCO as a split population, right? Girls and boys. So what are the percentage of me getting success at Monroe? Coaching, having access to 1,200 boys, boarding facilities, you know, all the amenities that it comes with.
But
Look
but
at all the colleges in Jamaica. Look at Carmel College. They're there in football every single year, right? Look at St. George's. Look at Wolmer's Boys. Look at JC. Check
yeah,
all the colleges.
yeah, but Kemar, yeah, without that's all said and done, I understand where you're coming from. But when I do the thinking, one of the way I'm thinking is that okay, at the end of the day, it's our talent, You cannot be the best coach if you don't have the talent. I don't care how good of a coach he is. If you don't have the talent and the player with the skills, I don't think you're gonna go nowhere. That is one of the things. So I'm saying we all know that Munro is an academic school where certain grades have to maintain for in order for them kids to play football. And I don't know how BB Cook set up, but I can assume that maybe the role of BB Cook as far as academic is totally different from Munro. And it could be a case where maybe you're gonna have more skilled player at BB Cook than Munro. What do you have to say about that? That a concern to you?
It was never a concern. And yet, I think you're looking at it from a different angle. Remember, the grass can be greener, but depends on the angle that you're looking at it from. And my angle, we're looking at a boys' school. That's one. I'm a coach. Like, for example, I develop talent. I'm not a manager who gets talent and then try to win. I can develop from grassroots stage right up to under 19. So I was never scared about, because you mentioned it a while ago. It was like, oh, BB may have skiller players. It's not even about skill. Football now is about 90% intelligence and 10% talent. You must be able to play in our system. If we can get these Munro boys playing in our system, it can be something beautiful.
Yeah, but Kemar, at 60 years now, Munro know we're nothing. So all in person that went there before you probably thinking the same way and say, yes, we're gonna do it and try it hard.
Everybody else that went before me was way more decorated than I am. And I think when they chose me, they would have seen something deeper into me and what I can bring to the program.
Well, I mean, like I said, only time will tell. And I'm wishing you all the best and I hope you can get it done. But I'm just saying that
Mr. Lee,
but that's just my observation still as
Mr.
far
Lee,
as
Mr. Lee,
yeah.
you cannot continue to do the same thing and expect different results.
Okay, sir. But we shall see, man. I like me say we shall the best. That's just my concern still. But so now you're not at BB Cook, right? Was it I know you probably have a lot of lashback from you making
Like,
that move. Are you getting
man,
a lot of those?
no, I mean, you'll have people that don't agree with the move, but the most part, most everybody congratulating.
They
You
got
know what
big
I mean?
support.
I would say 90% or 95% congratulations and 5% disagree. All right? Even
What
from the school body.
right? What about the school the kids them that you're leaving behind?
This is what it is. Some are disappointed.
Right. I understand, man. But like I said, it's good for you still opportunity came along and you have to just jump on it still. And like me I said, wish you all the best. And 60 years, I hope you're the one can pull it over and make us see Man win at the final
Well, I'll be working to that.
and win it, yeah man.
But before I go to
Big-
Tom,
Okay.
so let me big up again. I had big up Dallas before. So Horace, pleasant evening to you, Mr. Sadi, your guest and panelist. Blessings to you, Horace, man out of Canada. Keith McTavish, another coach in the house. Pick up yourselves. Is he taking any player from Ubi to Munro? That's a question that is answered.
Well, I'm frying, Sadi. Yeah, fry.
Frying. That's what you're hearing, everybody. Liam frying as well.
Yeah, me a little friend I come when you talk. But there's a question, coach. One if
All right.
am I hen? Hold on, let me move this.
Fine. You still hear the frying, Tom?
Yeah man, when you talk Sadi, I'm here
Every
from
time you talk, we hear it.
Sadi.
All right, never mind. Continue.
Mute yourself,
Yeah.
Sadi or something. But it's coming from you.
Um,
Yes, coach. There's a question that posted that are you going to be taking any of your players from BB Cook to Munro?
Them ask me question before me.
Because somebody in the chat asked a question.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure. Because usually still you have some players who respect you so much that they want to follow you. Like, anyway,
Yeah,
you go to
man.
coach, I'm there with you.
We're not this generative.
Okay. Did they have a replacement coach for you already? BB Cook?
Yeah, Mr.
Have a
Victor
replacement
Ambersley for former Lacobia High School coach. Ambi.
already have in place the
Yeah,
replacement.
man, he brought into the school from last year. He's an electrical teacher, and he was a part of my coaching staff last season.
Okay, cool. Because
Um,
I know from previous interview that you had, you said you replaced like what 90% of your players from BB Cook last year returning, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So they should be looking good coming next season. But you guys in the same zone, eh?
Yes, same zone. Should
Oh
be an
Lord.
interesting game.
They're gonna be
um,
it should be exciting here for you coming up. But as far as Munro, the team that they inherit right now, I mean, how is it structured right now?
you
You got
take
most
over a
player
whole
coming back
life
from
here.
last year?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I was seeing 90% or higher coming back to the team that we have played last year. Remember the last out to Manchester in the home and away.
Right. Okay. So you should be looking at a good start then to the beginning of the
Yeah,
season.
as I told you, it's 1,200 boys.
Yeah.
That's 1,200 boys.
All right, man. Wish you all the best.
The
Tom, you have
football
something?
culture there is crazy.
Yeah, yeah, I know that. I know the rivalry between them and Stets is always a big thing still. So I know you have BB Coke in the mix and you skipping town from one place. So it's gonna be excited in that zone, gonna be crazy.
Yeah, man, but I'm trying not to build a culture of focusing on any one opponent. I never liked that before.
Yeah,
And the same thing is something that I'll stick to. So yes, Texas has been a stalwart rival for over the past couple of years. But we
yeah.
want to change that. You want to focus on everybody else because that's only focus on state.
But you as a coach can say that, but the fans them really make it happen that way still, like the fans them like the rivalry,
And that's why I've been in charge of the players.
you know. So the fans them out, they're gonna push it that way and think.
They are free to do so, but it
Um,
comes back down to what I feed to the players.
Yeah, man, I
Remember,
got
the staff around the team around the team is the most important.
you. Yeah, yeah.
and what is the fan base like at Munro?
It's huge. But 60% of the president parliament is Manonians.
Okay,
It's huge,
at
man. Huge.
okay, okay, and
I think
at the
I think the reason why you asked that because remember the last couple of years they wouldn't have been there, so you wouldn't see
yeah,
them a lot.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
just like
yeah,
when Liverpool came back and won something the other day. You see a lot of fans come out. It's just like that.
okay. Did you have like a damming facility at BB Co when you was there?
Yeah, man, for the season. Yeah, man.
Okay, and all the training facility was like there.
It was good. It still can be improved some more, just as Monroe. But Monroe has more fields. I think Monroe have 4 full-size football fields.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay, okay,
Check one.
uh,
Or am I
okay.
coming across now?
Sound good,
Yeah,
Sadi.
much better, much
Ah,
better.
nice. No more hear from my
And
brother now. Tell me
I
about that.
saw you on that interview, and um, I was convinced that you was gonna be at BB Coke this season still. If someone just would have just called me and just tell me that Mr. Ricketts is at Munro, I wouldn't believe them if I didn't see it with my own eyes, you know. And that interview that you did was so convincing, and I was like, yo, this coach is a great coach, and he's like, I know he's gonna do something. Look out for BB Coke for next season with this coach at the helm. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know if they're gonna do the same thing without you there. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a great, expectation of you as a coach, and I think that you would be like one of the. I could name a couple coach off my head right now that we spoke about a lot in the, to be like the coach for the season, and you in that bunch. Trust me.
Thank you. But sometimes you have to come out of your comfort zone. you know, to really unlock your full potential.
And that's true. That's true.
If I may, but sir, you talk about comfort zone. You're still in your comfort zone, man. Just a while. just just a stone throw away. You're still in your comfort zone.
It's
Yeah,
just a
man, because
bigger task at hand.
I live very close to BB Cook as well.
Okay.
Big task,
All right.
man.
So Errol is not back with us, so we continue. Leo, yes, greetings to the Sardi Crest family. Big up yourself, Leo. All right, so coach, you are settled now. Your mind is settled for BB Cook. You have signed a contract. Without going into any details, but what is the status of the contract? What type of a contract it is? Is it a season by season? Is it a 3, 4, 5 years contract? What kind of contract are you in?
It's a long-term contract. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a long-term contract.
Long term. All right. So it's a long-term contract, and I ask, I not want to interfere in your business per se, but just to let the viewers and even myself know how we look at contract in Jamaica. Because is it that a contract that has some what would I say now? What are
Probation.
the pardon?
Probation.
Well, not necessarily probation. You're a tried and proven coach. I don't think you'll be under real.
No matter what, once you're looking at contract for coaches, then there has to be a probation period from because you're now going to a new employer. You're going to be a new employer, right? So your work ethics that you had at your former employees may not apply to the same to this job that you're going into. So there must be because remember, it's a new environment, it's new people, right? You may carry the dirty habits from the previous job.
I
So
know
is
you
there, so is there
That's a-
such condition? Is there such condition?
Probation? No, man, I'm good in terms of our agreement with the school. We're good. Good on that.
Well, the fact that you mentioned it, that's why I'm asking if there's
No,
such condition.
he said the viewers wanted to know about contracts, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
no,
so I was
yeah.
explaining to you that on a coach, when a coach is doing a contract, remember you have interim coaches, you have different types. So it depends on what kind of role some coaches take.
Well, of course, we know you're not an interim. I know that you're so that you're a long-term coach. And are there any release clause in your contract?
Every contract has that. That must be inserted in it.
Are there any release clause in your contract?
Every contract has that. Yes, there's a release clause on both ends.
Right, but is there a time to the release class, like after 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year?
In terms of duration,
Yeah.
there's a shorter time, but again, I don't even think about release clause right now because I'm more focused on the job that I have to do. All right. So whether the contract was long term, short term, is all about what are my intentions, what do I want to achieve. You know what I mean, personally, and then for the team that I'm about to coach. Right?
Coach, a lot of teams want, so people want to know, me can get him seeing we and if him still in the job and me still can let him get a release.
What you can do, you can always contact my director of football, or you can contact my HM, Mr. Smith, and then you and him can have a talk.
Hold on a second. Who is your director of football?
Mr. Murray.
Mr. Murray.
Keith Murray.
Okay. And your HR is Mr. Smith?
HM.
Your
Headmaster. Yeah, Mr. Mark Smith.
In that way. Okay. Well, I'm sure he's online. I'm sure he's listening. So, Sir Smith, if you want to jump in, you know what happened? I'm going to invite Mr. Smith to the panel, so we can ask these direct questions. So, what to say about that, sir? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Man, it's my headmaster, so you're free to ask him whatever question you want to ask him.
We're not going. And I ask you these questions with contracts, sir, because I really want to know how serious it is at the schoolboy level in terms of doing these contracts. Yes? Because sometimes I'm aware that some people just call a contract for 8 months. You're working for 8 months, XYZZ, and that's your contract. So I really wanted to know, not so much from your perspective, but overall how it has been, how these things are done at the schoolboy level. All right. And again, I'm expecting the next schoolboy season to be very epic. I think the next schoolboy season will be a season of coaches. I
Yeah,
think personally, I'll be watching out for some of you coaches. Enough
great.
people, fans gonna look and say they're not looking out for the number 15, the number 10, or the number 9. They're looking out for the man who is at the helm of this team. You are very much talk about coach over the past couple of years, sir. And so we are expecting that sort of thing. And we believe, and you hear people say that, if anybody comes out now and say, boy, I wonder if I could double whatever you're getting. We don't know. But we could look and say, sir, I can match that. I can double that. Would you come? I know you're not going to answer no, but these are the sort of questions I believe if I am looking at court, these are how I would put it across. But such is the nature of the game, and I am happy that you have done your contract and so on. So that's good. But looking at now, sir, I know you don't want to focus on, let me just answer this. Keith asked the question, what role Jackie Walters playing now? He answered it before. I don't know if you want me to
He's
answer
not
it.
he's not a part of my staff. He's not a
Okay.
part of my staff, so I'm unable to answer from the school perspective as to what role he'll be playing.
All right. And Dallas
Oh,
Harris
he's not a part of your staff, right?
No.
Okay. But he's still around.
Yeah, man, he's still around.
Okay.
all right. So Dallas is asking, is the coach a teacher as well?
But at the moment,
Are you a teacher by profession?
no.
Okay.
But I did teaching at BB Cook while I was there.
You've been teaching. What have you taught? PE.
Physical education, yeah, man.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, but
Wonderful.
now they have a physical education teacher at Munro now, so that's why.
Yeah, man. So it's strictly a coaching job that I'll be doing there.
So are you gonna be still teaching at BB Cook while you're coaching at Munro?
No, I wasn't an outright teacher at BB Cook, but I taught classes. Whenever I was called upon,
Right.
I was available to do
It
so.
was like a part-time teacher or
Yeah, man.
substitute teacher then. So
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I got
Yeah,
you.
man.
Yes,
And he was
sir.
a
As I
full-time
was
coach
saying,
at Munro right now. He's a full-time coach.
Yeah, man. But if I'm called upon to do any other thing, then I'm available.
Okay.
That's great.
yeah, you mentioned that you don't want to concentrate on any one team or school. But the reality is, who do you believe, or which are the teams you believe will be, your most competitive school within this zone, or probably to that side of the country, coming from the Munro perspective?
It would be disrespectful for me to even pick out any one team to say so because all of us are in preparation mode. You don't know what to expect. Maybe Sydney Pagan or Roger Clark can be the biggest rivals coming into next Dakar Cup season. You never know. So I would always say all the teams are equally, in competing against us.
Let me put it this way. Which school you believe will be more competitive are being your challenger? The
All the
school,
schools.
not the team now.
All the schools. All the schools.
A coach
No
is
matter
definitely going to
which
be
way
a
you put
coach's
the
team.
question, it's all. I cannot sit here and pick out because guess what? The truth is, it's one of the most competitive zones that you have, and you have some very good coaches around. Remember, you have Mr. Paula Wilson, which is a national icon at Sydney Pagan, right? You have Rambo Crocodile Wedderburn at States, right? You have Long Life, who won the Costa Cup versus Glenmuir with Godfrey Stewart. He's at Lacovia. So when you look around, you have Mr. Ambersy, now at BB Cook. So and then guess what? Maybe
Oh,
Black River come.
Dwayne is at BB Court now.
Ambi?
Yeah, is that Ambersley talking about? Dwayne?
No, Fitzroy Ambersy.
Okay.
Fitzroy. He's at BB Cook. You have Newell there. Black River has been doing well, as you saw in the last Augusta Cup season. They may come back to the zone. You don't know what to expect. So I
You
can't
can
sit
go.
here and say.
You can continue run and run from the question, but tell me which of those teams beat you last year? All the teams that you call and all the coaches, which of them beat you last year?
So I lost to Munro and States.
Last year.
One game I lost the home game with BB Cook to States. We drew the second one. I won the first game versus Munro at home and then lost away to Munro.
I know you're at Munro.
Yeah, remember all three teams went through.
So you can't beat yourself this year. All right,
Sardi,
sir.
may have one theme, Sardi.
Go ahead, sir.
What happened because BB Cup was expected to be in the semi-final or up there this year. It was my expectation for BB Cup, watching them towards the season and stuff like that. And what happened in the Garvey Massio game that let you lost the 4-love, and then from there it's like BB Cup like went down.
We didn't went down. We won the games from after Garvey. All right, so we had a dengue outbreak, and we found out on the morning of the game. Some key players was affected by it. We still tried to pump them up to play. They played, but if you look at all the mistakes that they made and how the team played flat and didn't come out of one game was because of that whole outbreak that we had. We went on to beat Cornwall College and beat Dintil. So I wouldn't say we went down. We lost out.
Sorry about that part,
Yeah, we lost merely on goal difference. If we had scored a couple more goals in the Dintil game, which was a very good game, and we had the chances, I think we could have been there.
Okay. And also the Frome game. What happened in the Frome game?
The Frome game was really about the players had lost all hope from being knocked out of the Augusta Cup because we were pushing so much to be there in the semi-final, and I didn't think they took the Ben Francis as serious as how I wanted them to. I think it's afterwards they found out how important this would have been, because remember, every team write its own chapter, and I was asking him to do that. Write your own history. Right? We can't say we have Ben Francis and we don't want Ben Francis Cup anymore. A lot of people say it's a losing cup, but let me ask you a question, all three of you. How many teams in the Augusta Cup don't have a chance to win the Ben Francis?
A lot.
Really?
Don't have
No.
a chance. No, it's only the semi-finalists.
Which is four. Only four teams cannot win the Ben. So why is it being labeled as a losers cup when a lot of teams have almost 200 schools entering?
No, I can answer that. I can tell you why it is a losers cup, or why they say it is a losers cup.
Yeah, because before everybody was challenging for it. I know the whole history, but I'm saying.
No, sir, I know that.
Why?
Because the teams that were expected to win something now win nothing. And that's why they call it a losers cup. It is not team like.
It's not a losers cup.
Listen, sir, let me tell you something. It is not the teams, for example, who don't win the Ben Francis call it a losers cup. Most of the teams who call it who lose out at semi-finals in the Augusta Cup. So them now win no D Cup, them can't win no Ben Francis Cup.
But Mr. Sadi, that mentality has to change. Remember what we
man. So they can't win nothing.
When you look at Magra this year, right? For all the work that Jermaine has done, and he has gotten his hand on a trophy. Even BB Cook, you know what it did for the community and what it has done for the community, right? Edwin Allen as well in recent times, and they went back to the final. To me, it's an achievement. And if in my first year at Munro, I can get myself at that trophy, it's a successful season for me. It's silverware. You know what I mean? Most of the investment you make into that Augusta Cup is really to get scholarships and all of that, and to win the trophy. You want those stuff. So it depends on which angle you're looking at it from.
No, man, I think most of the people who are calling it loser cup, they're just a joke around, man. Because they're not happy for them school win it, trust me.
You see,
Whoever
actually,
label
them
it
now,
as losers cup. So I
actually,
don't
them
think
not
they're
get
really
nothing to
serious
win,
about
man.
that.
They're serious, but you they not win nothing.
I don't think they're really serious.
Let me ask you another question. When you
Yeah.
look at history of schoolboy football, there's some very big schools out there that has never won a schoolboy title before. Whether it is Ben Francis and they're spending millions, right? So look around Jamaica and then look at the Ben Francis trophy. Remember, States won about 5 or 6 straight.
Yeah.
So when you look at the history of it, not a lot of schools have won it. So while people are out there saying, "Oh, I don't want this and I don't want that," remember, go to EPL for a bit, and tell me if Man U or Arsenal or Man City, if they win the FA Cup or the Premier League or the League Cup trophy, if you're not happy, it's still a celebration. It's still
Man,
everybody is parading.
sir, I am telling you, it is that the schools or the teams calling it a losers cup. It is the fans.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You're just jokingly
So
the fans, so you can't
I'm
tell
not
me
And a,
something.
joke,
jo- and a
Mr.
joke,
Lee.
and a joke, Mr. Lee,
Them
and a
have a
joke, a real
problem.
talk, them have a problem, man.
They have a problem because they don't win anything. They are in the semi-finals. And check it out. Check it out. They're in the semi-finals. And they probably get knocked out of the semi-finals. So they don't win anything. So they are the one who are the losers.
Well, that's true.
It's a sort of bantering they started, you know.
Yeah,
And
man,
it's
it's just
gonna
a
hit them.
banter.
Gonna hit
It's just
them
a
six
bantering,
right
man.
now.
I don't really take that serious. I think it's just a form of bantering, you know?
Oh,
They figure the team that
But
that
it is
failed.
something that is
Huh?
it is something that is spreading wide though. It's spreading
Yeah,
fast,
man, it's
the
spread wide. Yeah,
mentality.
man.
And
Yeah,
I can tell you, I had that experience with the previous BB Cook team. And that's something that we want to change going forward in terms of the mentality and how you approach things.
most definitely has to
And
change.
and the other day when the vice president was on, he explained the format and why the format is like that right now. And he said it pretty well. And I believe that's the right way to go for now. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with the Ben Francis trophy. You know, anyone win a trophy is a trophy to me, you know.
The only problem I have with the competition is that if you drop out at the round of 16 and you have advanced to the first round of the Ben Francis competition,
Mm-hmm.
they host the games. When the quarterfinal teams come down, then if you realize all the teams that traveled from quarterfinal, they lost.
Yeah. That's the same. That's the same problem I had too because I'm saying that the teams that went to semi-final and drop out, to quarter-final and drop out and go down to Ben Francis. Why they are not the top ranked team going down to the Ben
Yeah, so
Francis?
those things has to be adjusted. I think they will be making some amendment to that aspect of it.
I think you guys should have the home game and the other team should have played at y'all home. I don't think it should go the vice versa because
Yeah, man.
they'll just reach right there. Y'all went all the way up to semi-final and
That's true.
quarter-final. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
So I'm happy that
Well,
changes will be made. Hopefully, it can suit the most needy of the challenges, schools. Because let me tell you, one of the things that I noticed, gentlemen, it's gonna be difficult for any organization. Let's see, it's gonna be difficult for ISA, really. All right. Ryan Knight, sorry, you know Ray Knight. What do you mean if you know Ray Knight? Listen, to man, Ray Knight. Ask Ray Knight if you know me. One of the things that ISA will find, if it's gonna be difficult for ISA to suit everyone, or most of us, because you see, organizing a competition is very, very difficult. And people must understand what I have seen in Dakar Cup and Manning Cup. I don't know anywhere around the world, and I think Mr. Wellington alluded to that a competition is being organized with so many teams.
so many teams in the Costa Cup. So it's going to be very difficult to meet everybody at a mutual ground. At some point, there will be disadvantage, and some schools will be having an advantage. That, it's sort of difficult. So at times, we have to just continue working until we can get it in a more favorable situation or position, if you want to put it this way. I think
I
if you
think
want to,
I think on the topic of that is the day that we have better pitches and most of the schools can, or more of the schools can
and
develop.
host the games.
Yes, can host games, then you'll have a better. Because remember, when you look at states, they have a nice home ground, right? You look at Manchester, they made improvement to their. Glenmira did improvement to their own as well. Once we get the spread across Jamaica and more schools start to invest more into the playing facility, then we'll have an even battlefield. But until then, some teams will have to travel.
How
Yeah,
was it?
man.
How was the picture? How was the picture at BB Coke?
Not the best. Not the best. The dirt and grass. So you can't host the second round games.
Do the traveling affect the team when the team have to travel all the way from one end to the other end when they have the games in the second round and stuff like that?
It depends. It all depends on what's your approach and your knowledge of how you're gonna approach the game. All right, like for example, if we're going to Portland, we like to go like maybe a day or 2 days before traveling from St. Elizabeth to Portland. So one, the first day is for getting the boys settling down into the new environment, and then the second day is really to get some work done and get climatized to where you're at, and then you can go. Um, in my two most successful seasons at BB Cook, I would have traveled almost, especially the last season. I would have traveled. I would have covered most of the parish because we went to St. Thomas, Paul Bogle. We went to Portland, Happy Grove. We went to Ocherius to play Taki. We went to Montego Bay to play Cornwall. We went to Westmoreland to play Frome. So it's a lot of traveling, right? And we only lost one of those games, and it was the Frome game.
So that means, away games is not a problem for you.
And those are 1 day travel, right? You travel on the day of the game, right?
We only traveled. Well, the Frome game was a 1 day travel, and the St. Thomas one we had already. We had a 2-goal advantage going into that game, so I didn't bother to go before. So that was kind of but we reached early and we had ample time to kind of get the legs stretched out and get them in the game preparation mindset. For the Portland we went before. Portland Taki, they were already out of it. So it was about we going there and looking at least a point. They didn't even turn up with 12 players, so that was kind of, I think that game really didn't help us going into the Garvey game either.
Oh,
What was it? What was the result on that game again?
4-0.
Where you guys won 4-0?
Yes, in the final game of a round of 16
Right.
match. They have a good team, but I think they were demotivated and a lot of things were happening with them when I did my investigation. But the game was flat, so we were leaving from very highly competitive games going into a game that the boys they just had the ball passing right through the game, first half, second half, So
it's
sometimes
easy-
your team really
easy
adjusts.
picking. All right.
Yes.
So let me invite now Mr. Errol. But Errol, 1 second before, let me just take Ryan in the chat, Errol. So get yourself ready and mute. So Ryan, him tell me about you. All right. Are you Ray Knight's son? Are you his brother? Are you his nephew? Because let me know. Give me some more detail. And big up Ray Knight wherever he is, at the last time I heard he was in Canada, probably under the cold right now. Big up yourself, Ray Knight. Anyway, there. So Ryan, let me know the relationship with you. And Ray was my former teammate at the Lunalin. Very, very skillful baller. Yeah. Sir Errol, you're in now?
Hi, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Big up
night.
yourself. Big up yourself.
I welcome Mr. Coach and from BB. I don't know a lot of the coaches and so, but thanks to you, Solly Chris, and your your show. I am being informed. I getting to know the coach for the not only the Doncaster Cup but the Manning Cup. The coaches around the island. So you're spreading the information. So I'm
Blessings,
here
blessings.
listening. When I don't have a lot of information at my disposal, I don't do much talking. So I am listening.
All right, Cyril, as usual. Yes, all right, no problem. I know you'll get on back to some question. You're summing up everything, man. So, Ryan, you're saying you're a real night son. Big up yourself, my youth. You play ball as well? Yeah, big up yourself, man. Real night at the start. A former Clarendon College player. Oh, you went to Clarendon College. Oh, big up Tom Stranger, you know. Big up yourself, Ryan. Big up yourself.
Big up, Ryan.
So, a few things now more of the technical side of football. What's your take on system versus formation?
All right, so your formation is how you lay out, and then your system it's a transitional thing. So you can transition, so you can attack, and it becomes a different system. The system of play is what happens when you have the ball and you don't have the ball. So, for example, I can be playing in a 4-3-3 system. I can lay out in a 4-3-3 formation, and then it becomes a 4-5-1 defending system, right? So, system of play versus formation. Formation is how you start. System of play is what happens during the game.
Okay, so one works with the other.
Yes.
But sometimes I listen to people, I listen to even coaches, and the way they talk about system versus formation. I wonder, it doesn't come off the way that it is anything clear to me. I'm not saying that it is not, but just the way it happens. So I ask this question, from a top coach. I just want to know how you look at it, system versus formation. And I think, yes, in my view, that's what I would have said that too.
Yeah, because remember, for example, all right, so our formation is 4-3-3. Now, let's think about the game now. How much of that game do you see the players in that 4-3-3? It keeps moving around because in attack, you have the three forwards coming together, right? Then you have the wing backs joining in that attacking third. So what does your system become? You end up with 5 up front with your midfielders. If one of the midfielders go at 6, so you might be 6-2-2 in defense. In attack, right? So 6 in attack, 2 on top, and then 2 defenders. If you transition back to defense now, then it comes up your wing back return, and then your midfield drop in with 1, then that's 4-5-1. So it depends on your interpretation.
So how important formation is?
Very important, because it depends. Your formation or your system of play is decided by the type of players you have. So, for example, I am not of the notion. I don't like the notion where coaches come in and say, "Oh, I'm going to play 5-3-2," when you don't know if you have those kind of players.
You see, the reason why I ask you have said that when you transition from one way to the next, that means the formation changes.
Yes.
So am I to believe that as a coach, you don't really have a 4-3-3 formation?
No, it comes back down to your principles of how you want to play. It comes back down to your game model, right? Your philosophy has a lot to do with what happens with the football and without the football, and as it relates to system of play.
Okay, I just want to know, because if you start out and you say you start out with a 4-3-3, and throughout the game we can recognize you playing a 4-5-1 or a 5-4-1 or whatever the case is, how much can I say then you are playing 4-4-4?
Yeah, but you will see it. You will see the 4-3-3. It's just that again, when you remember, the 4 moments of the game changes. So the 4 moments we look at, the 4 most important moments in the game is attack, defend to attack, and attack to defend. So it comes back down to your interpretation of all of those.
Okay. All right. Just want to know.
So, coach, how would you describe your style of play?
My philosophy of playing is possession is heavy possession based, but I'm not one to I kind of try to mix it in terms of counter pressing. So when we lose the football, I expect my team to be able to understand how to counter press, what is the trigger, that will cause that press. It depends again. If we win the ball in certain areas, then we go on the counter, quick transition, getting the ball to the goal. But if we're coming from back, then we build from the back. So we pass from the back, and then we slowly build position to offset the opponent.
Okay,
Um,
coach. How many
okay.
years you said you did spend at BB Corp?
I spent 17 years, 8 as assistant and 9 as head coach.
Yeah, head coach. I'm talking. So 9 as head coach. So, what was your preparation like though? For if you're at BB Corp right now, right? Would you have? When would you start playing? Would you playing? Actually training. Would you have the boys them still playing through the half season? I mean, what the preparation was like?
That's most important. Over the years, even 2019, when we got that successful year with BB Cook.
Yeah.
I made mention that we would have won the Super League. So we won the Super League in June, right? In June, yes, June or late May. And then most of my BB Cook players would have been playing in that team at that time. So I do believe in the off season. Remember, if you look at the world stage, the youngsters are playing a lot of games in order to develop properly, right? So what we do at Downs, we had an under 17, under 15, and a senior team. So the players that cannot play under 17 plays into the senior team, right? And those competition runs from Major League normally starts in late December, January, right? And then the under 17 begins in March, and then the under 15 comes after in April.
So you have a good thing going down at Junction, man.
Well, thanks to Mr. Barry Watts, the Manchester FA president, because he is something I want the St. Elizabeth FA to adopt that youth program at the parish level.
Right. So now that you're at Munro, are you going to be able to bring over the same philosophy to Munro?
I'm hoping that's the way we go. We have already started dialogue to get this in place.
Because that seems like something very important as far as you're concerned with your preparation, yeah?
What is most important is how we deliver how we want to play the philosophy, the game model to the boys. I think it comes back down to what I do in training, what they do in training and out of training. The kind of mindset, creating that kind of culture that forces them to think and to want to play. Because the fundamental thing in football is to have fun, and I think sometimes some of the boys don't do that. So once we can create that comfort in training, and then that comfort outside of training for them to want to learn, to be intrigued in learning, then we're good.
Right, but what I'm saying now, coach. So at BB Cook, you were able to play these guys in the off season, just about right shoot until season start again. In Munro and the culture of Munro, you think they're gonna allow you to continue that?
Yeah, man, definitely. They started D1 last year with Mr. Walters, so they would have played in the D1 last year in the St. Elizabeth FA. So it's the same thing. Remember, States knows that most of States boys played in the tier 2 with Treasure Beach. Who didn't play in the tier 2 played in the D1 for States, because they have a D1 program running as well. So everybody is adapting that training model of putting players to work in the off season. This is a time where you kind of get your technical aspects of your players sorted out.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Manchester have such a good program going down there. Like you as you noted, they have youth 17. They have different tournament playing in Manchester. But why Manchester football, like the teams in Manchester, the Costa Cup team, don't transition in that way, winning a no championship? Although he's not a Manchester coach, but I know you've been coaching in Manchester. And what you think is that problem?
You know,
reason?
I cannot. While I'm not a coach of a team in the Manchester region right now, I can tell you, if you look at and again, it depends on how you're looking at the grass. Bel Air have been doing well, 2 seasons straight.
I
right?
think I think the cartridge been doing good too.
Wait. So Belair, DC, and Christiana.
Yeah,
Christiana,
Cristiano as well.
Mile
Mile
Gully.
Golo.
So
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
just remember, you just said why are they are doing well.
yeah.
Remember, there's a lot of you have to look at a lot of different aspects, but with the system that is in place from the Manchester Parish FA level, the Manchester FA level, right? It is helping the schools because Belair plays through a club, Christiana plays through a club, Manchester High School plays through a club.
That
So
is
it's
very
something
good.
that is happening in Manchester FA.
Oh, that is good. When this concept started?
Years now.
Oh, very good.
From I can remember the start of my coaching career, it has always been in place. It's just that it didn't have a school club policy, or I wouldn't say a policy because it's not the FA that did this. It's really the clubs. Sometimes to sustain these clubs, you need to adapt a school and a school program. I buy into it. I'm a big fan of it. Schools adapting a club, or club adapting a school, vice versa. It helps.
Okay. I'm saying that concept there. I don't think any other parish it's happening in any other parish apart from those two.
I think Clarendon
man.
has very good youth programs still. So and then Casafa has youth programs up there. And then remember in Kingston, Morning Cup, you have Pepsi, you have Coles, you have all different type of leagues going on who are not playing leagues, they're playing Premier League. I think Hydel had a lot of players playing Premier League.
Yeah.
Starts with the coach of Portmore.
Philip.
Yeah.
They have so it depends. Yeah.
You said something earlier regarding to the transition, the formation and so on. I remember I didn't know so much. I didn't know until when Simos came. You talk about your formation, but you have to have those requisite players to play the formation. You say you're playing a 4-3-3 or whatever it is. But what is equally important is that you have those players that can play the formation. That is not only the formation there. The players have to adapt to trainable and to play it well. Because why I said that, I remember when Simos came, he transitioned or he changed some players. Some players I think who were forward or who were defense minded or skilled players who had played through the school system in one position. He transitioned some of them. I understand that once a player is trainable, that is so important. When you have players that are trainable, you can play any position that you want. Those players have to adapt to those training that requires that formation to be played. Am I correct?
You're correct. Again, it comes back down to the grass. That's why the grassroots level is so important. It comes back down to what is being taught at the grassroots level. Remember, in today's training and development, it's more player specific training. You cannot give to an 8-year-old what you're giving to a 19 or 18-year-old. It's not the same because his development is totally different from an 18-year-old who is better, who is developed in age and in mindset and in maturity, right? So, for example, in Spain, when Spain was so dominant, winning the Euros, and the World Cup.
Mhm.
When they won the World Cup and the Euros, they won 2010. I think they won 2016, 2010 and 2014, right? At that time, Spain had a rule over there. I think they still have it. The formation that the national team is playing, most of or all of their youth teams and also high schools have to play at least one half playing that same system. So
So when they transition to its professional level, they would have known how to play that.
Doing it. So all those youngsters would have been playing the same 4-3-3 that they love so much. So like a Iniesta and a Xavi, they would have been playing it from an early age. right? So they play that at under 15, they play that at under 17, they play that under 20, they play the same system. So it's a smooth transition process for all those players.
Oh, okay.
So it's something that I think our country can look at. I think one of the problems we have is different coaches at the different levels. So at under 15 is somebody else with a different training plan, different mindset.
It's almost like a philosophy.
Yes, a philosophy has to run right throughout the football program.
Like Brazil, I think Brazil has one. And, most countries, yeah.
And that's why they keep finding talents, Brazil, over and over and over and over.
Coach Kemar.
Yes.
Javon Parchman here, Charlie Mount High School.
No, you're going to hold on a second. You're not just going to talk about Javon Parchman, Charlie Mount High School. Introduce yourself properly to the gentleman.
Unseen, watch your face unseen. But
Sports TV.
Hey, unseen, but I start laughing. You're not gonna like it. Go put on my shirt, man.
Anyway, Kemar, this is, as he said, Javon Parchman. He's one of the coaches at Charlie Mount High School and Unseen Sports TV CEO. You heard of him before, right?
Yeah, man. I have.
If you never hear of him, see him there.
Also assisting at Lyman, trying to get them out of this.
But tough job in front of you.
No, Kemar, tell him and say you can't.
A very tough one, but it's a learning process as well as a young coach. So the question I want to ask is, one, I think asking you is, do you think that there's an issue in terms of coaches in Jamaica, like the coaches that have A license, B license, not wanting to coach at the grassroots level?
I wish you never go there yet, but continue.
There's not an issue. I think you have coaches that are specific in what they're doing. I just think there needs to be more grassroots programs. That's what needs to happen. More grassroots programs will aid better development in younger players.
But if you go across most of the schools, like in prep schools and primary schools, and you look at some of the training session and what they are practicing, you will shake your head sometime. So what I'm saying is the better coaches are the ones that are at the top. But we don't have a lot of A-license coach at the bottom of the at the grassroots level to develop and send to you guys. Understand me? So you have a better, easier job.
Problem is qualifications. I think every coach should be just as though I'm passionate about development and coaching, I'm equally passionate about learning. Right? In my off season, I spend a lot of time learning new stuff. I don't think we can ever stop learning, and that's why even those big coaches that all of us admire, they do coaching development program. They do some CDPs at all time to keep on that level. Angelotti has been coaching for 30 years. Look at Real Madrid and what Real Madrid is doing right now. Right? Mm-hmm. He has evolved. They are not playing the same type of football underneath Zidane. They are playing a bit of possession, a bit of this, a bit of that. To go back directly to what you're saying, in the primary school, in the prep school, I just think those coaches need to get qualified. Go under the CONCACAF D license that JFF is offering. Find courses so you can better prepare the youngsters. I think what happened is we're still stuck in those olden days where a man just take up a ball and a cone, tell him to run around the pitch and don't understand the science of football now, right? I think that's the big problem. Football, technology, everything is changing, right? Coaches must move with that time.
What requires like how ISA, I think ISA requires a certain level of certification to coach the ISA run schools. Does the same thing augurs for the other schools, the primary? Apparently that is not the case. So anybody who can, Errol Stewart can just get up and say, all right, coach Frankfield Primary, and then it's good to go. Is that the case?
Exactly. What
The
are the
case
things?
is sometimes it's really PE because a lot of people have covered physical education. They would have studied that, right? At GC faster, or it doesn't mean that you're a coach. It's just like, oh, not maybe you're a great player, and it doesn't mean that you're a coach.
Yes, that
I
is
think
true.
coaching is you must be a teacher. You must be patient, especially at that age. I have an
Hmm.
academy outside of everything that you have heard, Munro and everything. I have an academy, Tats Academy, and in 2019 I sent a youngster to Barcelona. He was a part of he had won the Milo tryout. He was a part of that, and he went to Barcelona. I take the time to teach the proper technique down there. It's not about the you can't kill them with formation and this and that. It's about learning to manipulate the football first, ball mastery. If you look at England, they focus big on that. Ball mastery before they even teaching the kids to pass. It's about 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old. It's about ball mastery. I've worked with a child about 3 years straight. His dad sent him down to me to train in Jamaica. And when I connected with his club, he's now a part of Crystal Palace youth team. And when I connected with it the first year, I started to work with him, and they sent me what they wanted me to teach him while he was in Jamaica. That's when I really had a good insight on what it requires to really go to that level. He was very, very skilled at 7-year-old because of the kind of ball mastery material that they are teaching those kids. I think we must adapt that. But guess what? And until we start to take coaches more serious, because coaches don't get pensions. So a lot of coaches don't really think about it. A lot of coaches may not be lucky as I am to be in the position that I am to earn certain amount of money and can live comfortable with that. Right?
You need
Some
to tell you how much
some
money I earn. But anyway, continue.
I've been earning. I mean, I've just started at Munro. I've had BB Co for 17 years. You know what I mean? So I would have been earning before. But we must see the importance of coaches, right? And where the sport is going. When we do that, then the football will improve in all aspects.
I want to hold on a second. I want to step in earlier when Ancine asked that question, and your response as well would have given us a little insight, Mr. Ricketts. But thinking about the lower level, at the real grassroots level. So we're looking at the primary level. We're looking at those prep school level. They coming right from the under 4, under 5, under 6, under 7, whichever way you want to speak. I will from the primary level right up to under 12, so to speak. But the coaching aspect of it, when you check out these schools, away from some of these prep schools we have here in Jamaica, they will not be able to afford to pay a coach, not a qualified coach. They can hardly afford to pay somebody to coach, whether they are qualified, yes or no. Not to mention, if I am at Mount Russell Primary School and I want a real good coach, and I said, hey, Mr. Ricketts, call you from BB Coke, and I said, hey, I look at coach Mount Russell Primary. What would be the first thing come through to your mind? You don't have to answer, I'm just saying. How many coaches at your level, at that level, would have seriously considered a job at a primary school to coach?
Not many. Not many.
So
Not many. I think none of the coaches would really accept it, and that's fact.
So that's a big fact. That's a big factor.
You know why? Why? But guess what? As time goes by, the importance of coaches are coming along because remember, a lot of parents are taking the sports more serious. When you look at Leon
that
Bailey,
is true.
when you look at when you look at, let me start further. When you look at a 17-year-old Gardner who went to World Cup in 1998 and went on to have a very wonderful career, right? There are others, Fuller and the rest, but I made mention of him because of his age at that time, right? When you look at a 17-year-old, when you look at Leon Bailey, he did not play schoolboy football. Look where he reached. When you look at Whisper going to Chelsea, people, they are taking the sport more serious. So guess what? If we're taking it more serious, then we must understand the compensation of a coach. Then what we need, what I think can happen is from the JFF level, they can establish a payment scheme to say, all right, if you're at this level, you can earn this amount, and then guess what? You'll have more people buying into the sport. When I started, I don't think a lot of people really thought about coaches as much as now in terms of paying and those stuff. So it is a long way. We're long off, but I think we can get there if we really take coaches more serious.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But I'm saying,
And
the point that I made, also, the coaches in our country also need to take some of the blame. The blame in that everybody want to be up here. Everybody want to be in the limelight. And in the limelight doing what? To say that they are coaching at the Doncaster Cup or the Manning Cup or the Premier League level, where TV captures, right? The primary school competitions are not advertised. They are not being promoted. So these are reasons why I said people like you and Unseen who coaching at that level and have a name in the country would not come to Mount Rasa. Because
no, that's a lie. That's a lie.
you would.
All right,
Come
let
on,
me hear what
Unseen, that's
Unseen is saying.
You know what I do? You know what I do, sorry, Chris? Because I am coaching my prep school, Liberty.
Because that's where you work.
Hold on. You know what I do?
Yes.
I make sure I video my match and post them on El Futuro Sports Academy.
Unseen, I am saying to you, right now, Unseen, because you work at that school, it's easy for you, and that's where your job is, so you coach there. That is the point I'm making.
But it depends. It depends on how much money you pay me.
All right, so let me say something to Mr. Sadi. Sadi,
Yes.
most of these schools have PE teachers as the coaches, right?
Not most.
All right. You're a coach. Are you a coach? You're a coach that you have now at your school, at your principal.
I don't have a coach.
All right, so you have a PE teacher.
No. Well, my PE teacher is my grade 6 teacher.
I saw the IP teacher, man.
You have to understand the system in primary school, Ricketts. Depends on the number you get a PE teacher.
No.
Well, because the schools I'm used to over here, the primary school. Last Saturday, I went to a primary school tournament that was crazy. The talent and show was not normal. I'm telling you.
And how much of Jamaica learn about that program? That competition?
I heard about it last minute, so the advertisement behind it wasn't. But that's where we need to be looking.
Oh, where
I
was
can
that?
tell you.
Where was that, coach?
In St. Elizabeth, in Junction, St. Elizabeth.
Okay.
And you are
It was
from
a
the parish
one-day
and you
tournament, and I
heard
can
about
tell
it
you,
the day before.
hey,
No, there are
it
talents
was
there. There are
the
talents.
talent that I saw. Jamaica has some real, but as I said before. So, for example, if the school takes on a coach or sees the potential in a coach, an aspiring coach, what needs to happen is we push them now to get themselves qualified so they can. Listen to me. We talk about coaching, and a lot of coaches don't know how to prepare a training plan. How do they prepare a training plan?
Tell us.
All right, so training plan. The first thing you have to think about is what? The first thing, what would be the first thing you want your youngsters to do when they come to training? Is to do what? Warm up. So you must have something designed for them to warm up, especially age specific. After you warm up, you go into a small sided drill to get them going after. Or before you warm up, you can do a rondo. Then you go into your warm up, whether it's 11 plus or whichever warm up that you uses, right? Up to you. Then you go into your small sided game. Then you go on. You progress into something bigger that comes down to that breaks into more of a game specific. So if it's 9-a-side you're playing, you end with a 9-a-side game, right? You don't go to 11-a-side when you play 9-a-side. So it depends on which level you're at. At my level, at Doncaster Cup level, you finish with a 11-a-side or a half field that is game related. So a lot of people don't do that. A lot of coaches come to train and coach out of them head.
Sorry, when I think with the younger, the grassroots level too, I think that they use big goal and big field. I think they need to minimize the field for those kids.
Yeah, man.
And
It is
have
being
the
minimized.
right size
No, they
goal.
minimize them, man.
Oh,
I can
okay.
testify for that.
Again, not everybody minimize them because people are training with the big size goal, and in reality, when they go to a tournament, the youngsters are not they are not playing with those big size goals.
Why I testify for that? Those are the organized run competitions.
Yes.
So this is what now breaks my heart as it relates to development. Listen, my coaching, most of my coaching career was at a high school level. All right. I was coaching high school and I used to go and assist other coaches or other primary schools for two main reasons. Because we realized that for me to get better players coming to me, we need to get them better at that level. Yes. And I want to see the youngsters enjoying and learning the football wherever they go. And so you realize now, listen, amigo through now, amigo do a, yeah, let me put it this way, a CONCACAF B license. I'm coaching at the primary school, but I reach a stage now that I am at the B license. You know what the next thing me I look for? Me now I continue to develop my youth. The mentality says you need to go out there to get a Premier League team because of the license to which you believe you get. But they forget about where they are coming from. They don't remember that it's the same set of youth you need to get this level. So when they reach to you at the Premier League, they can make an impact. So that is where I have a problem with coaches are coaching in Jamaica. They don't look at the lower side. Most of the coaches who coach in prep school and primary school, they teach there.
Yeah, but we teach there now, sorry. We have to always remember that teaching starts from 7:30 to 2:30. After that, extra money, extra work that's in a region.
Mr. Man, it no matter what you want to tell me, sir. Me coach at every level in a school.
Talk to me, you know.
Are you guys looking at the academy and see how many academies are being created? Did you look at the transfer from Whisper to Chelsea? You know where he came from? He went
Phoenix.
from Phoenix Academy.
Yes, we know.
That's what it's listed on. And guess what? All right, even Kingston, why do you think so much players are being developed so fast? When you look at ballers and the work that they're doing, it's tremendous. The work that they're doing there. And even all the other academies, I don't remember all of them.
The academies that are being nursery to these schools.
I'll promote the academies. But what I'm saying,
academies. That's another way we can look from.
Right. So I'm just making an assumption, not an assumption. I'm alluding to the primary level. Good. But put it this way: in my own neck of the hoods, sir, unseen. Where is the nearest academy?
To create one.
Or more pleasant.
Create one.
You see where we are going.
But guess what? Everything starts with the first step. So guess what? So if you see that, if you are identifying the nearest one in Spanish Town, when I started mine in Junction and I still have mine there, there's no other one there. And when I started mine, I didn't even win a thing yet. It's 28 and I started my academy, Tats Academy. It's on Instagram, you can follow it, right? When I started there was no academy. There's a culture of paying. So it's not like if I was in Mandeville and there's a culture of these parents will pay for you to coach. It's not like that. At the time, I have to find everything and I still do it because it's a part of my development.
And it's because of the love and what you stand for.
Yes.
Very good.
What's the age
All right. Hold on a second, Mr. Lee. Mr. Tom was here a long time, want to get in. Sir Tom.
Mr. Ricketts, do you have any ambition in the future to coach at the national team level?
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. I would love to, but I would love if we have a philosophy to have, because my problem is you have a squad of under 15s, national under 15, and that same squad does not transition to under 17. Just like what Germany did when they found that prolific World Cup side that dominated, and all of those players, they played at youth level together. Just like what Spain did with PK and Iniesta, and they're all one generation players. Busquets. I think until we have that kind of process where the players are still kept in, I think I'm hearing something about the National Academy, Jamaica National Academy. I'm hearing some noise about it. I haven't gotten a lot of information about that as yet. But that will be some real game changing. And if we can do more at the grassroots level, I think we can produce better footballers. It's all about what are we doing to develop those players when they have that kind of love for the sport.
Okay.
So, Ricketts, in terms of, before I finish the first question to ask you, you mentioned technology. And on my channel, I had this discussion that most of our coaches now, they're not tapping into technology in football. You understand me? They're still using the naked eyes to figure out things. And whenever a young, so for example, most times young person who is technology savvy, might say something to them. They say, boy, we're young, we don't know storm. You understand me? So it become very distasteful sometimes. And I think it's costing our football. We're not tapping into technology. Whenever we go play, so for example, play some teams overseas, you can see them with their tablets on the bench, their analysts there, looking at the information, giving the head coach. When this player stamina will go down, GPS monitor, all those stuff.
Yeah, man. Although the one on the shoes now, I don't know the name of that one, but you have the one that you put on the shoes now to track everything that is happening. And you have the GPS that you wear like that vest that they put on. But
And
technology,
the strap and the socks as well.
yeah, man. Sports science is
So
really.
what is that? What is that to do? To see how much you cover, how much distance you cover?
Yeah, man. It checks your work
passes
rate and
made.
everything.
Yeah, man, and how the body coping with the distance covered are. So all of those things.
Oh wow!
It's
Technology.
performance analysis. So it's analyzing your performance overall, and it can tells how fit this player is, and if he's putting enough work. I think Manchester High School has that right now. That kind of technology, that vest that I'm telling you about. They have that.
True.
They have a GPS monitor.
Yeah, and they have the groundbreaking, and they also have the groundbreaking video camera, which you just put on a stand, and it tracks the ball wherever it goes.
Who has that?
Manchester High School and Mount Pleasant.
KC has it too.
And I think other schools are getting into that as well.
A few schools have it.
Yeah, so you're
the first school
and you're subscribed to the program, so you can get specific information from them, because it sends back and then it comes back to you. So that, like for me, I love the technology. I love to I analyze every single game. I could click into my phone and I could show you how I prepared for every opponent, especially in the second round. Once you play the game on TV, I'm going to get that game and I'm going to sit down, analyze, and do a PowerPoint presentation on how, why, when. So I look at the formation, I'll identify your key players, and I'll say, okay, this is how they defend against a corner. This is how they look in attack. This is the key players. This is the strengths. This is the weaknesses. That's me.
Smart.
Yeah. What a coach, man. Kemar.
One last question.
Kemar, I don't want you to forget this because you have some payment to be made. I should be paying to be on the show, but you'll have to pay us tonight. How many games have you taken down from the Sunday Press show?
Yeah, I tell you.
All right, we talk off the air. We talk off the air. Why don't see?
Yeah, I tell you. I can't tell you that. Only my wife could tell you the kind of preparation that goes into my work. I think when I get home after a busy day of training and stuff, especially when we're going into a game, like for example, the Paul Bogle game, I had to look at all those clippings, every single clippings I could find. We looked at games with them, and then we dissect, and then we see. I have to go now and present it to my coaching staff because we have to build a training plan around how we're going to play that team, and then we have to present it to the players. Right?
The Manchester game. I think that game was one of your best games I've seen.
And we were prepared. Yeah. We were well prepared for that game. And even the Gaza game, we were prepared because we got the tactics. We knew most of the balls would have been played to Cleo Clark. Yeah, it's just that if you look at the game, Cleo Clark kicked 2 shots, one he scored and one a brilliant save from the goalkeeper. Apart from that, he was quiet. But again, they scored 4 goals. So, kudos to Coach Gardner again.
Wow. Let's see. Go on and see.
All right. So, Coach Kemar, in terms of evaluating our players from training in the in the GPP, SPP part of the program, and in competition phase as well. You think we as coaches do a lot of evaluation to know what is, you know, the what we can improve in terms in players and so on. I think there we fell short on in our
You
coaching
probably
information.
should ask Kemar if he did that. How much have he done?
Well, I evaluate my players at all time. The first thing I do when my players come in for camp, we do a testing in terms of all aspects, how high they're jumping, how fast they are over 10 meter, how fast they are over 20 meter. I do a holistic test because I did a course a couple of years ago with the she was the, I don't remember her name. I think it's Stephanie. Her first name is Stephanie. I don't remember the last name. But at the time, she was the fitness coach for the US women's team, right? So from that time, and what, at that time she were, it was futuristic things she was teaching us in that moment. So most of what I would apply now, I would have learned then. So we learned about testing, different tests. So I do a first test when they come in. So for example, we training for 2 months pre-season. We look at the macro cycle. It depends on your season that you're looking at. So maybe for Premier League would have a different approach from me at the Doncaster Cup level. So
Yeah,
we're still looking
different.
at the 2 months. So for the 2 months, they come in at say July 1. We do a testing by midweek when we get them, settled down and stuff. And then by the end of July going into August, we can do another one to see how well they have progressed, right? Where they are, who has improved, and who is not improving. And then by the time we get to starting the season, we do another testing again to
When
see
your season start, coach?
for the Costa Cup,
Yeah.
normally September.
No, man. September, that's when the
Preparation
competitions.
started.
Or when my
But
preparation starts.
preparation.
So normally in this period, January, we normally start preparation, but no, we mostly focus on the technical aspect of things. So it's all about technical drills for me. I'm not even focused on certain things. I think if you can't do the basic, then I can't ask you to do the complex things. You must learn to control and pass. Your first touch must be just like when you watch BB Cook and the play, how they played. It comes off technical ability and what you do in training.
All right, gentlemen, just hold on. Let me take a check in the chat room. So, yeah, man. So, Peter, bless up yourself, Peter McClacken, aka Pork Skin, former goalkeeper of Edwin Allen, and now a teacher at a high school in Clarendon. Should I call your school name, sir? We want to big up the host and the panelists. Great show that's coming from Peter. And Franklin Campbell, aka BAP, the man they also called Program, former Edwin Allen student. Big up yourself, Program, anyway you're there. Bless up my brother Sadi. Bless up your panelists. All right, so back to Pork Skin. Coach, what was some of your shortcomings on second round of the competition that coming from Peter? You want to address that same time, sir?
My only shortcoming was the Garvey Masia game where we lost. That's the only game that defined the whole season because of that point, that game that we lost by 4 goals. If we had lost even by 2 goals, I think we would have had a chance going into the semi-final. That was the only shortcoming. The other game that really gave us a challenge, I think Cornwall game gave us a challenge. I wouldn't say shortcoming because we had prepared well. Happy Grove game was a very good game. We were down 2-1. First half, we came back, and that game was a strategic game. I must tell you about that after I've finished to answer this question.
Right.
It was really the Garvey game with the sickness that we had, the outbreak of the dengue.
All right, so RN is saying, so true, Lionel Scaloni hasn't won a title as a player, only as a manager. All right. All right, RN, Diego only won as a player, not as a manager. So we see the difference between great players.
Rooney now as a coach. Check Wayne Rooney as a coach right now.
Hey, listen, behave yourself here, sir. I don't want you to start the bantering too early.
No, it's not. We're not starting the banter, and it's nearly a conversation. I mean, you know what I mean.
People, Wayne said he needed more time. Right, sir? He needed more time. So low Wayne. All right. So somebody would, yes, Errol, I cut you just in time to get to the chat. You may go. Errol? Oh, Errol gone. All right.
Train of thoughts. I lost my train of thoughts. I don't remember.
All right, people. There's
Lost my
something
train
that,
of thought.
all right, just while you get it. Back to you, sir. Kemar Ricketts. What for you outside of coaching? No,
I'm a
what,
businessman outside of coaching. We do party promotion as well. I have a sports store in Junction which has different sides to it. I'm a part of a printing company that does signs and different stuff. You can follow R1 Design. You know, that part of the company designs all of your flyers or your business, all those pretty things that you see in Juicy Beef with the patties and stuff. Yeah,
are you
man.
there?
Not me exactly, but somebody a part of the team, right?
Okay.
And Mothers, I think he designs for KFC, Juicy, and a few more company. So he's right in a part of the team, and also multimedia printing and stuff. All the big signs that you would have seen when you're traveling across. Some of those signs, somebody in the team does that as well. So outside of coaching, I'm a businessman.
I want a sign at Munro, sir.
You can have it.
I'm looking sponsorship. Help the promotion.
Talk to me off the air.
All right. No problem, sir. So you're a successful businessman. You're a successful coach. What
Yeah,
next?
I would say I'm a trying person.
All right. What next? How far you see yourself going in coaching in the short term? Is there any upgrade? What are you planning to do to make Kemar Ricketts a better coach?
All right, so to make Kemar Ricketts a better coach means that I must put myself first, and then I must focus on how I develop. I think with what is happening around the world, and if you have any kind of ambition as a coach, then coming from where I started as I did my first 2 year with BB Cook as a young coach was free.
Mm-hmm.
Free, right? From that point, I started to do different courses. I've done quite a few courses with FIFA. I've done safeguarded with children. I've done some courses underneath the Scottish FA. I'm presently doing the UFAC with the Scottish FA, but I'm unable to finish that up because the next part of it is more of a physical part where I have to travel to Scotland to cover that. This coming Tuesday, I am supposed to start my UEFA B fitness license, right? I know it's kind of different.
So it is the UEFA B fitness, not UEFA B coaching.
No. UEFA B fitness license.
Nice.
Right?
I just want to clear it so nobody
Yeah,
makes
man. It is totally different from the UEFA B license. Okay. Right? I have to finish my UEFA C license before I'm able to do the UEFA B license. Nice. Right, so that is on the chart, and I spent last night. I've signed up for a few more, like online safety. I haven't done that as yet. I signed up for that last night. Children well-being. I signed up for that last night as well. There's a few. But
so you're always upgrading yourself, always developing you as a person, not only as a coach, but a holistic approach to your whole personal development, eh?
Definitely, you must take pride in developing yourself. Remember, if you don't believe in yourself, who will believe in you?
Yes, so you charge yourself with that responsibility.
Yes.
Coach Kemar.
Yes.
I forgot to give me that link to the B license fitness thing.
It's online.
Yeah, man. No problem. Yeah, man, it's online, but I can't tell them how to get to the platform because it's not as easy as just telling me that it's online. So I received the email last night.
All right,
that is my forte.
All right, so there's also Mr. Lee, probably the other one that I can recommend you for you and Tom.
The CONCACAF DBCR. So the CONCACAF, the JFF have an opening courses coming up starting February 3rd, where they'll be hosting the CONCACAF C license. I didn't get to do it before, so I'll be on that course in Manchester doing that. If you had an advanced level 2,
can join.
and you did not, it did not cover your license as yet, your C license as yet. This is an upgrade. So you have an advanced level 2 upgrade to C, and then the B will be coming in March. So if
Coach
you
Ricketts,
aspire to be a coach, the D license is coming up in this year as well.
Coach Ricketts, if you're doing the UFC, you don't need to do the CONCACAF C license.
Yeah, but because I have not completed it as yet,
He
so
has
I have to.
he has a way to go. Yeah. Listen,
Remember,
and see,
remember,
guy give you a British visa.
CONCACAF is what we are underneath, right?
Yeah, but
so
the
you have to go on. Yeah, no, there's no exemption.
We'll answer, Kemar. Unseen.
Yes.
My information, the exemption you're talking about, is not from CONCACAF C to UEFA B. One of the things is that you must show a certain level of coverage, what you have done in order to propel to UEFA B.
Let me explain it to you in another way. All right, so if I had fully completed my UEFA C, then I would have been exempt to do the CONCACAF C.
Exactly.
So it is still, remember, I can't say I have a UEFA C. It is still incompleted. Yeah, so that's why I have to go and do the CONCACAF C.
I understand. Because you don't know when you're going to complete the UEFA C license or what.
No, because that aspect has to do with, and then I'm in a new job now, so we kind of have to know how we're doing stuff. But as he asked before, I aspire to go international. You know what I mean, in whatever capacity I can as a coach. I would love when I look at Miguel Coley, he had just completed his pro license. So that's where we want to get the highest point there is.
Sorry, Chris. See if we can make that coach him share him number here. So I would like that coach number. I want to talk to him. He has a wealth of information there, and I really would like a little of his information there.
You sure is the information you want, Mr. Aaron?
Yes, the information we want. You know what, I go there with me now.
I'll share the number with you. I'll share the number with you, sir.
Yes, if it's okay with him. It's okay with you, coach. I would like your
Yeah, man, no problem, man. No problem.
This is one of the things, hold on, Sir Errol. May I put myself out there now? It's because I'm an aspirant and I'm a young agent. So when you see me and these coaches are talking, don't be surprised if you hear say Sadi Chris or Kemar agent. I put it out there, Kemar. So you don't want to surprise nobody, Don't want to surprise nobody.
Put himself. I know you. Witty. I know you.
We go through hard to get to Kemar.
Kemar, yes. He has a wealth of. I mean, I am so impressed listening to him. How he is always developing, and I say he's not only related to coaching directly, but indirectly. His personal development is whatever it is. This holistic approach about him as a person, and he spoke of being a teacher, because that's how you impart. As a teacher, you're better able to impart information or whatever it is. People learn from you because you have you know how to. You have the tools. You have the strategy. You know how to impart information. So if you're a teacher, I think that is a bonus, is a plus for you as a coach, because you get them feeding, getting the information more.
All right, sir. I'll definitely share with you, man. Yes, so go ahead, man.
Mr. Ricketts is such an high demand, all over Jamaica right now,
Yeah, Tom Strange have to get the job from Munro and be everything,
Yeah, man, a normal thing, man.
You see, one of the things.
The former coach was
Jackie Walters.
Jackie Walters.
And I'm getting some good information that he had given his blessing and recommendation for me as well.
Yeah, good mentor, Good mentor.
Listen, I'm hoping. I know that Mr. Smith is a very busy man, and I'm gonna say this though. We have an interview coming immediately after this show, so it's another way for us. It's not has nothing to do with football related, but I would have hoped that you would have joined to say a few words, and I have not seen him. But anyhow, we'll definitely get him to shed some light on this move as it relates to Kemar and his assistant
Who's
coming to
Mr.
manage.
Simic? Who's Mr. Simic Tardy?
No,
Kemar pass.
Mr. Marlon is not my assistant. Don't. He will be
Oh, is that just
solely.
us? Oh, okay.
No, he's not my assistant. He's
Oh,
not.
it's just for
All
youth
right. So
development.
yeah, he's the head of the youth development
Oh. So who's your
there.
assistant?
So come
I
on.
have not chosen an assistant as yet.
Unseen is up for grabs, sir. Unseen, you have to pay me if you want the work. You know. Remember
No,
me tell
man,
you,
you take the work if me I get more money than what me I get tested.
then you must get more money, Bridget. All right, let's leave that off the year. You're a very coward little coach here in talk, but if I get more money.
Prep school pay a whole heap of money, you know.
Thank you, sir. So, Kemar, I mean, no, we are in the blocks. You coach Treasure Beach before, and are you still involved in the Treasure Beach setup? I know you still go to the games, just for entertainment, or you're part of the setup.
No, I go to the games for entertainment.
Okay, all right. So, we have
But
seen.
I follow the league closely because I'm intrigued by football. If you know me, I'm everywhere the football is playing, I'm there. I like to be there. That's why I could tell you that last Saturday I was at a youth tournament, watching them play. I love football so
and
much.
for different reasons too.
No, I wasn't scouting.
I
Ah,
don't want you to
one below the belt.
I didn't ask anything about scouting, so I said for different reasons. But that is the nature of it.
I think one of the most important things that coaches must understand is the importance of mental health. And as coaches, I'm a young man, and I understand already because it's while I was doing the UFC, because two of the prerequisites that I had to complete was mental health and child well-being, right? Before
Okay.
I could advance to anything else. And it's while doing that I realized how important your mental health has to be for you to really flourish as a coach, right? I mean, if you look at, for example, Pep Guardiola, 9 months, right? Constant training. Maybe you get 1 and 2 time rest period in between. When he gets his time off, which is maybe 2-3 weeks before he's back at the club again, ready for pre-season, he has to take that time off and lock yourself away from football and all of that, and spend time with your family. Because I've seen and I've learned and I've heard about other coaches that didn't look at the important stuff within life apart from football, which is your personal life, because you have to multitask, right? You as a father, because I'm a father, as a partner, right? There is a shared time between all of those roles, and as a coach, a full-time coach. Once we can understand the mental health part of it, how to divide the time, then I think that sets the foundation to achieve great things. All of what I've achieved came through this. Great friends around me that keeps motivating me and keeps pushing me and supporting the moves that I continue to make. And then my life partner beside me, that she plays a very, very, very vital part in all of this. Because I think if we both share different ambition and different pathways, then I think we can achieve success for each other, and success is in different form. So that's my way of how I go about things. Maybe it doesn't work for other coaches, but I just want to share that mental health, mental comfort is the real way to go.
Okay, sir. It's coming down to 2 hours since you are here, and I promise that's the that's the time we'll be dealing with as it relates to timing. Who is back here? So we have a late comer to class, and he will be disciplined later on. So we have one of your tormentor, Mr. Ricketts, or maybe you are his tormentor, one they call Damian Shuku Kelly from Dingtil. He just joined. So he'll have to stay at the back of the class until we sort him out. He'll have to get some press up as well for being so late for class. Big up yourself, Mr. Shuku. What's going on?
Good night, gentlemen. Good night to to the special guest. I am very late. I really missed the show.
You
So
missed
I
the
missed.
show, man.
Yes, definitely. Good night, coach.
Good night, Mr. Kelly.
Yes, good night, sir. So is it? Can I ask a question straight away?
You want me
Yes,
to
sir.
You want me mute you, sir? Where you think you're at?
Okay.
Okay, go
So,
ahead.
Mr. Ricky, as a dental man, I was surprised to see when you signed for Munro, because I think you were somebody that was on our radar as well. So
What?
it
I wasn't approached properly.
Factory, give me up.
I didn't get a formal approach from Dintil, so I was in consideration. I can say for Dintil, but they didn't. I think they were late in approaching me. I didn't know. I don't know what held you back.
okay.
Maybe you can answer that for me.
No, not in my capacity. I cannot answer
Okay.
that question.
So when you
But
come here asking questions out of your capacity, this is me, Shuka. Talk to us, man. Nobody come halfway with the business, bro.
no,
Nah, get it tonight, you come late, you know, so you have to take it.
the coach said he was not formally contacted, so that would answer the question. So I cannot say that you took the safe route by staying in your comfort zone of St. Elizabeth. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you. No problem.
Hey, Dintil game was a really good game, and I really enjoyed that game.
Actually, you beat him, and me talk about you enjoy the game.
No, it was a no.
You know
It
me, I
wasn't
get.
that. You listen me now?
Yeah, me get
I
aggressive, you know. In
I showed the plan to Hutchinson. What his name is first name, the number 13?
Oh, you mean I know which one. Shamar.
Shamar. He was at the fence and we were having a conversation, and I was showing the manager and him how we prepared for that game. And
Why
they
you not
were
showing before?
they were stunned by what we did. Because we knew, if you realize in that game they did not get a free kick, and their top striker only kicked 2 shots, which is way outside of the 18 yard. You know what I mean? So we had limited them a bit in doing so. And we knew about the free kicks, how good they are, so we did not concede any to them.
I think you're
talking about strategy.
You see
Having a game plan.
Your coach like me, no. You see me as a coach, and I will always believe that whether you want to call it old school or not, you have to respect your opponent's strength. And if you can nullify that, half of the job is done.
Yeah, but it's all about doing that, and you have to stick to your philosophy, because we did not change from passing the football,
no,
and we knew how good one of the asset that they have, they had, because I don't think he'll be playing again, is that goalkeeper. He's extremely good with his feet. He plays as a centre back, and one of the things that we wanted to do was to get close to him. So when we press, it forces him to play to I think it was a number 3, and then that number 3 we would have realized that he only plays one way, because he doesn't like to come back inside with the football. So we wanted to force him to pass the ball to a specific person in that game.
Jesus.
Wow.
Listen, may make Shuku, you all right?
I'm okay, man. You know,
game plan,
that was the only game I never attended in the season.
That's why I didn't lose.
The only game of the season.
Okay.
Pre-season come all the way up. I did not attend it.
Where's scoreline?
Avid said them are going to beat you up in Mr. Kelly. And that's what them are saying, no. Before a game, you know, I must say about 3-1, they must say, you're going to get. And that's how your score was your prediction, Shuko? What was the prediction?
If I had a prediction that we were going to beat them 3-1?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was confident. I was confident of winning the game, but then we went down there and we got a red card and all of that, so that changed the complexity of the game.
No.
Stop laugh, Mr. Lee, don't laugh.
Wait. Those red cards came after the goals had already scored on your team. I got a red card as well, and you got. If I didn't get the red card, I would be in the second round.
You reckon if you never get the red, if we never get the red, you would have been in the second round?
Yes. because I think we could have scored more goals on them because of how we were playing and attacking. I think what caught the Dintil team, they were unbeaten, and you can never underestimate your opponent, and that's why
That's what Saudi said. Complacency.
and that's why I believe in the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Prepare for everybody that like a final. So if I'm playing,
5P go again.
proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Oh,
No, you're right, doing a coach, because the fact that said them beat us 3-0, and then we would have beat you guys 4-0, so then probably I come as an easy walkover, yeah?
yeah.
Yes, and I saw the interview from Coach Gardner, and he was talking about he was expressing how good the Dintil team are, and I started to pay keen attention to stuff. So what I did, I knew Asher Hutchinson, he was the key to every single thing. So I asked my forward and my attacking midfielder to press him. So he's not expecting the press from the forward because he's a forward up top. So I asked him to press him and make him drop deep so he can't get the pass to Chicken and the other Afflick. So I kind of had a zonal press or zonal marking, on Chicken. So if he's in the middle, somebody plays close to him. If he go out right, somebody else take him up. If he go on the left, then somebody has to pick him up.
You seem to
Game plan
have gotten the
perfect.
Dintil game spot on though. But what about the other games in the group?
Remember, I only lost one game to Garvey. I would have studied Cornwall game of 3-5 what they do, how they defend, how they attack. We scored early goals there. I would have looked at the Manchester game. I would have looked at all the other games.
Hold on a second.
But I disagree with you that you would have scored more goals though, because we even scored when we were down to 10 men. So I just think you came up short.
It was 10 It was 10 versus 10 when you scored.
Yeah, but we still get the job done.
Before I miss this one, Ronaldo Rankin is asking me to tell you this, Mr. Ricketts. I must let you know that he's still upset about him beating me. So he's upset about you beating Cornwall, the Cornwall man. Just a minute. Tom Stranger, you have to put in back your earpiece. All right. Something going on with your mic, so I continue to mute you. All right. Yeah. So continue, Shoko. I just wanted to carry out that message before I forget it.
He's still upset?
Yes, man. Cornwall still upset you beat him.
I would have played Cornwall in the preseason where I won the preseason tournament. The Lions Club in Hanover. Yes. There was a preseason tournament between BB Coke, Rossies, Cornwall, and Mannings. BB Coke won it. So I would have seen those teams from that time. So we played against Cornwall before.
He's a real strategist.
A four good team. That was 4 good team in that competition, though, Mr. Ricketts. It was that seems like a good preparation tournament before the schools.
Yeah, man, and my boys had won the parish under 17 MFA last season. So we won that one. We won the under 17 parish competition, and we went into the preseason tournament, won that one, and then we had something going. The preseason wasn't the best preseason because every game that I play, say each practice game that we normally play, we set out a goal of what we want to achieve. So today we might be working on defensive organization. Tomorrow it might be overlapping, all of those stuff. So it depends on that preparation period.
Okay. No, Sir Simon, Sir Ricketts. I promise you, and gentlemen, we're actually coming to the end of the show. So prepare your final question or your closing for Mr. Simon. But sir, I listened carefully, and I am happy that the Saudi Crest Show would have presented to you the opportunity to scout some teams and to see how they play and to hear of others. I don't know if it is unfortunate or fortunate, but I'm happy that at least I have provided much information and much useful videos for you move forward. Now we're looking at the Dakasta Cup coming. It's schoolboy competition. I know I don't want you to count your eggs before they're hatched, but tell me, how excited are you, not just as a coach of Munro, but how excited are you look for the next competition? How competitive you think it will
Very
be?
excited. I'm very excited because it's another competition where we have a chance, where everybody goes into that with an equal chance of winning something. The Premier League is exciting, but for me personally, the schoolboys football games are whether my team or any other team is playing, it's breathtaking, and the kind of show that is put on by these boys, right? As it relates to accolades, as I told you before, we're in preparation mode, so I can't stay here and say we're going to have the best season ever. What
No,
I'll
that's
do
fine.
though, I'll be putting in the preparation. I'll be doing my part, and then I'll be working on the mental aspect of the boys along with the physical to get them in the right mindset. Because I think the mindset that you have really creates the kind of platform of how you perform, right?
Yes.
So
I ask you this question in a different way already, but because it's sort of be my final one. The Dakasta Cup or the Manning Cup? It's a part two question. But first of all, the Costa Cup versus Manning Cup, in your view, not so much as a coach now, but as a football fan,
fun, yes.
which of the competition you think is the best or the better one?
I mean, the Costa Cup, so it has to be the Costa Cup. But
Because
on
you're
a
in the
real,
Costa.
so all right, so it is different eras. If we look at it from that way, I think since Lenny Hyde has built that prolific Clarendon College team, they have bridged the gap that was there. Because remember, we always had the Costa Cup winners, but we weren't winning the Oliver Shield, and the Oliver Shield is where you really show who is dominating. For the past couple of years, Clarendon College has been there. So I think D Cup is leading now. Until the next staging, maybe the next stage in a Money Cup team might be winning the Oliver Shield, and then we'll have a different conversation. But as it stands right now, this Costa Cup it is back to back Oliver Shield. But before that, JC and Georges and all the past winners, they had it.
Yeah, the cases, yeah.
Yeah,
Finally,
man.
sir, the part two. Which team you believe will be the team to beat in the Costa Cup? Again, you don't have to answer as a coach, but as a fan.
I don't know at this moment. I think the Clarendon College team has come of age. Glenmere will be returning with a very good team. They will not be losing a lot of players. I think Garvey Maceo's team that won the under 16 is coming of age now. So we should be seeing that team on stage this year, right? Mannings who won the under 16 All Ireland and the competition. All of that team played the Costa Cup last year. They should be having a good team this year as well. Munro College should be having a good team because I'm there. Cornwall College will be there. States has what, 3 back-to-back under 14 winning team, along with under 16 winning team and an under 16 finalist team. They have another talent as well, so they will be there. So I could go on and on. That's the Costa Cup. That's another Costa Cup, and until with retaining some players should be there. Lot more teams. I could go
Or,
on and on.
or you know, mention BB Cook.
DB Cup will be there. They will be there because remember they have presently they have a semi-finalist under 16 team, right?
Right,
Yes.
right.
And they have retained a lot of players, 90% of the players from last year. So they will be there.
Who will coach that team though? The assistant?
Six Roy Ambersley.
Oh, I'm
So,
Brazil.
Unseen start. So this is your 1 minute final question, sir. Go ahead.
I don't really have any more question.
Or whatever. Your final comments.
Oh, final comments. Oh, I've learned a lot from Coach Kemar in terms of his philosophy and his style of play. A lot of new stuff to put in my practice as well. It would be nice though playing against you in group. Which group win again? Group K or Group J?
Be careful. Be careful what you wish for, and it always come to pass. Maybe this season, of course. I mean,
But I think Damien Kelly never signed the documents or sent across the documents for you to look at. But maybe in the future.
No, it's all right. Listen, me. I won't say anything to that. But sir, remember, we're not letting out any too much information. All right.
We're looking for a practice match in the summer. Don't worry yourself.
my number is there, man. So we can definitely line that up. Mr. Kelly as well can get my number. We can line it up from early. I like to pre-plan, and what I have a way of playing practice games. I play them in a home and away format. So for example, when I was at BB Coke, I would be given maybe 8 traveling games. I try to get 8 teams that can come back to my home and play me. So that's 16 games.
Yeah, man, a good drive going on here. I'm from my people is from St. Elizabeth now, so it's my place.
Yeah. It's not your people, but the name is from St. Elizabeth.
Parchment.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, Unseen. And Sir Errol, your final.
Yes, thank you, Coach. I really learned a lot, and I hope that other coaches will emulate you and develop themselves. Those who have not done so. But it really impressed me how you talk about development, always learning, doing this coach, doing this course, and applying for this and signing on. It really impressed. Sky is the limit for you, and so on. So I wish you all the best in your endeavors. And look forward to communicating with you. And just to state that McGrath should be in the conversation. That McGrath team there that won the Ben Francis.
Yeah, man.
It appears as if they will be in the conversation.
Hold on.
Yes,
let me clear the air, Mr. Errol. If I didn't mention your team, it doesn't mean that you won't be there. I just can't just call everybody name on the top of my head.
What's your
Because I don't want a coach come say to me, say, Carl, listen to me. A lot of schools, I'm in a rural coaches group, and every coach in that group, they are doing well in terms of self-development and honing the craft of what they do, right?
I am unbiased, as I don't know how to compare it. It's uncomparable, or I am unbiased, and that's why you mentioned attach me to McGrath. But it's okay. It's for a different conversation.
Tell him, man, who you're attached to, sir. And if you don't, tell him we have a talk. So tell him.
All right, you can just let the puss. I mean, there's no puss in the bag, but you can tell him.
No, you are on the floor. Tell the man who you are.
I am affiliated to Edwin Allen.
Okay, yeah, go like your
and Edwin Allen will be there as well. We have always played Edwin Allen for a couple of years now. Every year, I was there last season in a very good game. So these teams are doing well. All the Clarendon teams are doing well. Kemsil, look at Kemsil. Kemsil will be a surprise package for this year, based on what I saw with under 16 with them and stuff. And Central should be there again. I admire the team that they had at under 16 level too. So all the teams stand a chance. Put it that way.
Well, I want some pointers from you, man. So you'll just share your number. You just give it to Saudi have it. So it's okay with you. So I just listen for a call from you here, sir.
No problem.
Well, I'm so Stuart, I'm going to coaching.
Indirectly.
Come, stranger.
Big up again, Mr. Ricketts and thing, but in my ear, Shoko and Unseen, I say them want to play in a practice match and thing. Them not hear what they say. Why say see the team, them can't beat it again, That's how I see it here in a car. Why say get a look for the team and get to prepare for that team in a problem. And then the next thing, they say, me see you count out Clarendon College already, because the Clarendon College are only team where I say like him, them grow old and all like
No. Yeah, misunderstand. I don't want to be misquoted, Don't misquote. I said going into the Doncaster Cup season, I think Clarendon players, that generation of players that just finished, that the youngsters, Douglas and Hull and them, they are moving on. I'm not saying that Clarendon College won't have a prolific team, and I did not say they can't win the cup. I'm looking at teams that will be there. Clarendon College is always there. So that's not even up for a conversation. They're always there. Whether you believe it or not, them find a way to get there.
Why Tom nobody feel left out, Baba? Man sensitive on the Clarendon College, you know. Mr. Ricketts, if you know somebody man sensitive on the Clarendon College.
Mr. Lee, them set the bar still. Them set the bar.
No,
Them
man.
set the bar.
No, man. Them set the bar for all of us to follow, man. Trust me.
And Mr. Tom, forget that I mentioned Mr. Lenny Hyde as one of my favorite coach when I opened. So I can't rule him out.
No. Me not say you really rule way out. No, me not say you rule way out. Just because you say like, you know, most of the top players them are leave. So,
but
you know, it's a possibility. Me not, really, really and truly, I true you tell still. That's kind of me. And think about you have a jump in for a little minute. You have a jump in for a little minute and see a little thing and things still. But I say about, you know, kudos in Mr. Ricketts, and I hope for you to the best. Hope the best for you at Munro and stuff going on. And I would like to see you in the future in the national setup, you know. Yeah, man, because I like how you talk and stuff like that, and I think you're going for the right license and stuff like that.
So, remember, say 1 minute, me give you enough time.
All right.
Finish up, man. Finish up. Me just want to make sure you go take it back from you the next show. I'm gonna subtract the time back from you the next show.
No, man, I rate the coach, you know, man, and that's why I have so much big up for him, you know, man. You see me, I say, because, you know, but big up again, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, people, you know, remind me. Next show is 30 minutes time getting 30 seconds rather. All right.
Sorry, another good show tonight, man.
Well, I know my wait till your time, man.
Yes, coach.
Late comer, your time.
Yeah, man. Coach, I think with the right resources behind you now, because I know that Munro, they haven't won of late, but Munro is rich in history in the football, and with a big name like Munro and the resources available behind you, we're looking forward to seeing you challenging the big boys this season. And you're very passionate and very confident. So your teams play good football. So I'm looking forward to seeing you again. And we still have a score to settle, because no matter what all the research that you're claiming that you did, I just think you caught us on a half day. But my real question is this. How many have Munro retained, and how many are you planning on taking with you? Don't dance around the question.
I don't know about the taking part, but I can tell you that they have retained quite enough players. They have retained over 20, 21, 22 players from last season.
From the squad?
From the squad, yes.
I am an outsider, but I am confident that you will find a way to sneak at least one or two BB Coke player in there.
I play the fifth.
I'm confident that will happen.
So, Shuku, you probably can go put your hat in the ring down that side now, and maybe you can pick up a few since Sir Ricketts not taking any. That's what he said. I'm gonna hold him to his words. You know?
No, he said he's playing the fifth. He's definitely taking BB Coke players with him.
No. He didn't say that, and I don't want you to tell the viewers what the man said. If man said never say I carry any BB Coke.
Didn't say that.
We're not there to say it, Mr. Kelly. We're not there to say it. Okay.
I said I'm confident that he will, but he said he played the fifth. I never said that he said he will.
Yeah, no, man, you just say it. That's why I said no, say it. Back up, you just say it. But anyway, no worries, yourself. I'm just telling you can go down a BB Coke and don't leave when you're going. We see we can find who are these players. You know, they're not comfortable down there. I can tell you the fact that them wily coach just left them. Them not go settle down there. Them youth the way I hold on for them hand from them 2 years ago.
Group will be hot.
Them are going to follow him.
Group will be hot.
And if him not take them, we are going to take them. Say that.
I am betting that Sportsmark is going to give Munro BB Coke a TV game. I can say that already.
You know I want France out of Chris.
Of course. Of course.
Early.
Any of these publicity
Hey,
is good publicity, you know.
Yeah,
well,
man.
And that
Sadia.
Stats man, I think Stats drop the ball with you, you know.
Listen, me no
Because
man. Big man, you get your
Hey,
time. How much thing you want to take on, Virgin? You know, you say 1 minute. Now go
hey.
subtract you on stranger minutes the next time, you know. What you mean by
I
state?
guess that's their last and Monroe's gain Mr. Stewart.
look how long Stats haven't won. And you have a coach like this in the zone, a farmer Statsman, and they don't think to give him a chance. Of course, they drop the ball.
But Stetson already have a coach, sir.
When
So
last
I'm
of that
saying
coach won? When last of that coach won?
They won though. They won not too long ago.
So Mark,
So,
you need to
so
turn your
Mr.
mic
Lee,
on.
if you were a Statsman, you would be happy with the Crocodile not winning for so long.
So
Mr.
Stetson have a
Lee,
coach.
Mr. Hold on a second. Sir Shuku, with all due respect, we are
What
not
is
on
that?
the show now to talk about states. We are here now with Mr. Ricketts, so don't dive. He has nothing to do with states as it relates to that. So let's not dive into states type of argument, especially to the direction to which you are going, sir. Respectfully. All right?
Respectfully.
Yeah, man. Bless it. What that you have, by the way? Is the fuck you have in your mouth? Go and go
No,
finish eat your
man,
food, man.
my
What is
pen,
it?
man.
Oh, so continue, right? Take your notes and figure out which one of the numbers you want from BB Cook.
So they have
Mark,
somebody jump on there.
yeah, but me can't get him in yet because the mic and so on no free up. So until him free up his mic, so you need to connect their mic and cam before you can add. All right. So something is wrong with his mic right now. I can't add him unless he free that up.
It's a device not connected.
All right. So Mark swear or just do that and then you'll get it. Before I go to you, Mr. Lee, as my co-host, Bevy Brown, we Clarendon College will be there without a doubt. I mean, Bevy, for sure, when I ask the question. Dallas Harris, very impressed with the knowledge of the coach. Yes, of Coach Ricketts. And the fact that he is not settling where he's at, it's a blessing. Dallas, be careful of that statement, you know, so like you're up to something again. I would like to link up with him for some assistance. I know that you're up to something, Dallas.
Edwin Allen man, them want interested in linking up with the coach, but
That's what I mean.
But you're not interested to Soko?
No, but at the point, I don't
we were, but he's now at Munro, so we have to respect that.
Edwin Allen want assistance, want to link him. You wanted him.
Let me tell you with Dintil problem. Dintil want everything and everybody.
All right, let's not go there right now, Sir Lee. It's your final minute, sir.
Yes, Daddy, another good show, man. You know, another high quality guest. Kemar. Yeah, man, thanks for coming on the Saturday show tonight. I learned a lot from you. I mean, I've been watching you on the sideline. I play coaching BB Coke, and trust me, I didn't know you were this knowledgeable, you know? I learned a lot from you tonight, man. I think if we'd have this interview before the season finish, or right after the season finish, I think your price would have gone way up. Because you have a lot of people that knock off your door, man, I tell you. With this interview that you've done tonight, you know, you open a lot of eyes. A lot of person who never knew you before as a person, they learn a lot from you. And trust me, I'm very impressed with you and the knowledge that you have about the game. You know? And from what I can see, man, sky's the limit. You have a future ahead of you, man. And I think you probably Munro made the right choice of choosing you to get them to the promised land after 60 years of not even seeing the title. I think they made the right choice based on what I learned from you tonight and the knowledge that you have about the game, you know? Very impressed, Kemar. Yeah,
Thank
man.
you.
Very impressed,
Thank
man. I'm gonna be watching Munro closely now. It's like I'm a Munro fan now because of you. Because I want you to do good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I want you to do good, man. Because you know, just the way you present yourself and the things that you said, you leave me speechless. Very impressed. I mean, know a lot of school out there that wish them have a coach like you. Only if we have this interview before, you know, it'd be a whole different ball game. I know that.
I think I'm in the perfect place. I'm good.
Yeah, man. But trust me, you never know, you know, because sometimes you might have on a show like this, and open up a lot of eyes, and you just never know my out there. Sometimes I better have a, you never know. You just never know how things
True.
might turn
You're
out.
right. You're right. You're right.
And,
You're right.
and you start go way up, and you just never know. Even if you
Sally
art,
sound like you're ready to play
even
all a
hold
garbage.
on man, even if you artist somewhere else,
Alliance money.
it's still worthwhile to listen from other persons still and listen what's out there. You know what I mean?
True.
Right there, your market gone way up. You know what I mean? The demand's gonna be there. You're gonna be on a lot of people radar going forward in the future. So for instance, God forbid something don't work out at Munro. You don't know, so you thing up there already. You know what I mean? But kudos to you, Kemar, man. And what I like about you, you still want to learn going forward. You know, the settle for where you're at. You still want to improve yourself to the max. So kudos, man. Sky is the limit for you, my brother. And wish you all the best, man. Yeah, Manuel. Much respect.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lee.
Yeah, man.
Kemar, these panelists that you see here, they normally be very obedient and they normally stuck to their 1 minute closing statement or question. So I don't know what you brought to the show tonight that everybody think that they should go overboard. But I promise you, sir, if you're watching next episode coming on Monday, I will subtract some seconds or some minutes from them. They will not get a minute. Mr. Lee, as a co-host, you need to set the example.
No, man,
But I do
quality.
understand people. I do understand Kemar Ricketts, Coach Kemar Ricketts, who came on tonight to bless the Sardicrest show. What a wonderful interview. Sir, I respect you to the max. And not just because you're here. We had conversations prior to this. But, I would have hoped to see you in Clarendon, to put a little more, put some more puzzle down there. Since those Clarendon teams have been doing so well, we wanted somebody to come and change up the thing, right? And don't get me wrong, people, I'm not saying that anything that to put anybody uncomfortable, but guess what? It's not to be. So we'll contend with you at Munro. For the sake of my school, for the sake of my school, continue to develop the players at Munro. Just continue to develop them. And let's see what's happening. Coach, I want you to close the show. You're final. Tell Jamaica, the world, YouTube by extension. Give them your final say. And of course, don't forget the Sardicrest show. Go ahead, Coach. You use the platform now.
All right. So first off, thanks to all the esteemed hosts. I think all of you are hosts, right? So for having me, really a pleasure. It was really interesting, very interesting conversation. It's 2.5 hours, so the time speaks for itself, right? I think we could go on and on and on about different topics of football and life lessons. I really appreciate being on the show. I think you have a great platform. So all the fans out there, continue, like, share, subscribe to the show. And follow Kemar Ricketts. I think I'm on Instagram. My name is The Tactician on Instagram. All right. To my support system, Dorian, my son Nelio, who is named after Neymar and Lionel Messi. Love you both. Thanks for supporting me. All right. Thanks for all the support.
Yeah, man, and thank you very much again. Yeah,
to my immediate employers, the future is bright, and we will continue to build. We work hard to build. Thanks for choosing me as the person to take the program forward. That's me. Thanks again.
Thank you. You have added much value to the Sardicrest show, and I hope that we'll see you again. Of course, we'll be having some preseason interviews and some preseason shows. So look forward. Wherever you are, we'll find you. And please continue to support and continue to follow the Sardicrest show. Share, subscribe, and like, just as what you said. This is where we end, people. Another wonderful night. And don't forget, join us on Monday, where we'll have another interesting guest, another big show, and hope it can do much better than this one. But it's gonna be very difficult to beat Kemar, But that is where it is. And we want to say goodbye and thanks for joining us. Thank you for sharing. And those persons in the chat, Andrea 1000, wow, that's your statement. Dallas, big up yourself. Bevy Brown, Horace, Peter, Franklin, of course, Unseen is here as well. Ryan Knight, my bridging son, of course, we are talking about, man. Big up on yourself. All the fans, Leo Face, Keith, who sat son, don't say anything. A big coach that too, you know. Errol, big up yourself as well. And the man they call Shuku, Unseen. Yes. Mr. Lee, Tom Stranger. This is where we say your final for tonight. Big up on yourself and